Welcome to the Scale Builders Guild.
And Harley Designs. We're also live. We're live and better.
We're, we're live and we're trying to do it better anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Sorry, 4 minutes behind schedule. There's been a lot of activity here at the.
It was Matt's fault.
Yeah, it was my fault. I'm proud to admit that it was my fault. Hey, make sure that we sound good and everything.
Yeah.
I didn't bother to check any of those things before
I also
this.
forgot to check mine. So
So hope we sound okay. Great audio. All right.
that sounds like it. We're good here. Thank you, Mr.
Right.
Davis.
You know, the trick is to not do anything differently from last time.
You know what? That is proven to make no difference. So
yeah, I don't know.
Seems that things change every time, no matter what. But
yeah, it doesn't seem to matter, to be totally honest. I don't know why, but my chair's all wonky today.
Can you, probably because it's 300 years old.
Just like my furnace.
What? Yeah. The world of furnaces, Matt is having issues. I can't believe it's been a week already. You know what I don't know that I changed? I don't think I changed the episode. I didn't change the episode number. Is this episode 30?
We're on episode 30.
Yeah, I did not change the episode number again. I realized that.
You clicked a button and you hoped that was enough.
Changed the title and just bang, go. And now I can't change it because if you change it, this is something I've learned. If you go back and change anything in the description, anything in the title, you lose the live chat.
Yep.
It takes that away.
It goes away.
And honestly, I think the live chat is, like, if you're watching the video, watching the live chat is some of the fun. So
I think so. And I don't want to lose that.
I don't either. So it's wrong. It's wrong forever.
Yep.
If we die, we die.
Why don't you guys all check in where you are viewing from and the size of the screen on which you're viewing it.
Oh, that interesting topic there. I already saw Argentina checking in on my side. I appreciate it.
Oh, very cool. Very cool.
Right.
Yes, CCXRC Tony is going to probably be on this live stream at some point. I just have to make sure that I've got his Skype doodad proper.
Oh yeah, hopefully you figured that out, because I made no effort to assist, and I asked, do you want me to send a message, and then you said no. I haven't.
I was like, I'm not doing anything. Melbourne, Australia. Ontario, Canada, 17 inches. 65-inch in 4K. Thanks, Brianna, for watching me in the biggest screen possible.
Columbus, Georgia's got 75-inch TV so far.
Whoa!
I just bought a new 65, and it's like.
Well, okay. It's funny that we're talking about TVs, because I have a 55 right now, and that's what I play my video games on and watch my YouTubes. And well, actually, I don't watch YouTube on that. I watch it on the computer. But I am gonna, for Black Friday, I think I'm gonna get a new TV.
We went the Costco route. Oh, Alex Callie's watching on a TI-84 graphing calculator. So.
Yes, sweet. We probably that's the best we've ever looked.
If you could find the differential of
sin or sign, I need more sign.
Yeah, exactly. Interesting crossover between a math joke and a RC joke with the differential. Integral.
Dale C's checking in from my attic.
Hey, I had somebody in my closet, so.
Yes. So even though we're getting a new furnace, because that was the result of why I'm late. We need a new furnace. I still think there's enough money in the budget for a television.
That's good. You know, I could see how that could wipe that out pretty easily.
Pretty quickly. Yeah. I mean, you don't need furnaces in California.
You know what? Even on occasion, we do here. I remember the first year I moved here.
You're soft.
Yeah, I moved here in January, and I was just like, and I was still just wearing shorts and t-shirts every day, and like our DeBur guys were literally their hoods on, drawn tight, because our shop is not heated.
It's not heated, nor is it insulated, nor should it be.
It's not really insulated at all. It's a concrete building with So, and I'm just like, I just drove here from Missouri. It's pretty nice here. But
Yeah.
even now, I start to get a little chilly. A lot more.
I like it when people from hot climates move to like Toronto, and they're like, it's like 40 degrees outside, and they're like,
Yeah. No, RC Bettina got checking in from the pits of smoky hell. You know,
is
luckily
it
we have
still?
not. Luckily, we have not had much smoke here. The last
That's good. That's
few
good.
days. Well, so getting into a topic from, so we had Crawling Out of COVID as an event here last weekend,
Right. How did
which was
that go?
previously Crawl for a Cure. Or it's hosted by Crawl for a Cure. That's their event title this year. It was good. We got there early and kind of set up a little bit, and the turnouts felt pretty kind of low key and calm until you actually like got up and looked. And it was just that since there was no drivers meeting, there was no show and shine. People didn't gather, so they just went out into the woods. So when you like looked down, you could see people crawling along the river. There was actually a lot of people. The campsite, the camping there, like most camping around California right now, is completely sold out. Everybody's camping.
Really?
Oh God,
Really?
because
Wow.
they can get outside. They can go do something. They can get outside. We don't have to be around people
Fair.
and enjoy
fair,
something.
fair.
And
Yeah,
we have
makes
some
sense.
beautiful places to enjoy. That was not the interesting part though. Turnout was good. Trails were good. People were able to, get out and have some fun with some space between them.
Sun's out, guns out.
Exact. However, the interesting thing was, I was talking with the guys from ASD, and they have a podcast, which
Yes.
I should remember the name of, which I don't. But I'm sorry, Eric Black Turtle RC. I think he's pops in everyone. I'll try and find the name of it while we're talking later. But I was talking with them doing that, and we were all kind of standing around, talking to the mics, and then over top of us, quite low, a helicopter flies over with one of the baskets below for grabbing water, because there's a lake right where we're at, and it flies over, dips down, grabs water, and then leaves. I'm like, that's
not good.
That's unsettling.
Yeah.
So okay, still talking, makes it, then it comes right back, does another trip. Like, okay, well, he didn't have to go very far to dump that water and make that return trip.
Yeah.
And then he did it again.
Oh boy.
And we're like, so we had already been there a decent chunk of the day, and I had overdone it a little bit with the amount of walking and standing and hike. So I was already starting to be fairly sore, because I have wasted ankles. For those that haven't seen me at an event limping around. So
it's a fairly common sight.
So I walked back over to Nicole because Schultz and I were just starting to go hit a trail. And I'm like, let's just pack up calmly. So broke up
Let's make a lot of noise.
Yeah.
Scream.
Let's take this gigantic Vanquish billboard tent, slowly break it down, put it into the Jeep.
Let's go. Oh, look, they're doing there's a crawling course over there you haven't done.
Yeah. So
look over there.
It's like, and then where we were set up is at the very bottom of the entrance into this resort, which is the only road in and the only road out, therefore. And we're like kind of wedged in, so like kind of get everything in the Jeep, and then like Austin powers my way out of it and like making people move, like just sneaking out of here real slow, like
move out of the way.
Yeah. So we got out of it, and then it was quite smoky when we were leaving, and then there was another fire down the hill.
Oh man.
Nothing ended up happening. It wasn't huge cause for concern, but the fire was 5 miles away from the event.
Oh, that's not far.
Not that far. So
and I know how fast a fire can travel.
Dawson Bossy's in here. He says, you weren't that sneaky driving through the whole crowd, which like for some reason at that moment, there was a number of people that came up. I think they were like finishing writing names on the raffle board, because they, rather than doing a call out raffle, they just had prizes. They wrote ticket number. So it was literally just like a.
Man, oh man.
But anyway, I did some crawling with Dawson. Fun stuff. He had a
Cool.
custom built woods runner as well. Good times.
Yeah,
Had some fun on
nice.
the trail. Schultz and I ran the gatekeepers, and yeah,
The gatekeeper. Yeah.
yeah.
I don't have one of those, so I don't. I'm
Oh, I
not
saw
sure.
you post one on your story today. That wasn't yours. I must have been. I must have been
Yes.
mistaken.
I got $5 from Mudabate,
Ooh.
Mud Debate, checking in from the front row of the U.S. Vice President debate.
Ah, I will be
Clever name.
happily avoiding watching any of that.
Me too. Me too. I'd much rather be watching this chat. I think.
You know what?
Here,
I
hang
would
on.
much rather us both log off and just stare at a wall. I would.
How about? I
Yeah.
think this is. Sorry,
No,
this
this
is
way.
the right hand position.
This way.
Will you shut up, man?
You
There, we just did our own debate. Actually, good segue into what we'll be doing with Tony when we bring him on the show.
That is. Matt had a good idea. I told Matt we need another game for tonight, and Matt came up with a good idea.
Yeah, the game tonight we're playing is Would You Rather.
Yes. So
So
Matt and
you'll
I.
be given two options. You can have this, or you can have this. You got to tell us why. And we're gonna have we made 3 questions each, and Tony will be answering all of them, I presume.
Yes, Tony will be
Um,
answering all of them. I will be asking both Tony and Matt the 3 that I came up with,
Right.
and Matt
And then I'll
the
be
vice,
asking the
vice
3
versa.
for Tony and Ding Dong.
Not
So-
gonna lie, I pulled some punches on Tony.
Oh, excellent. Good. You pulled some punches. No, you're supposed to not pull your punches.
I know. I
Supposed to. So you're just gonna.
I went a little easy on him. Not all the way, but a little bit.
Okay. All right. Well, that'll be fun. I'm looking forward to that. That'll be really good. Tony's in my chat right now. I don't know if he's in yours.
He was here
but-
earlier, but I don't know if
But
he's
he's just said angry eyes for the win.
I mean, it's some
There
low
are-
hanging fruit
Yeah,
that
that's
maybe
low, that's easy. These are all RC related questions though, Tony. So your taste in Jeep accessories won't be questioned by me anyway.
Oh, okay, well, I'm not promising.
Great. This is great. It's a good
Yes.
show so far. Cheers,
Yes.
everyone.
It's yes, you know, like I said, I can't believe it's been a week already.
I know.
I feel like I don't even know what has happened.
No.
I did hit 50,000 subscribers on this channel. Thank you to everybody.
I even tried to stop that by unsubscribing.
I never post the photo until well after, because that will happen. That has undoubtedly happened.
That happens for
If you
sure.
I've noticed it in the past, like when I was first growing and finding more of these milestones, especially when they were like you would pass, like when I finally hit 1,000, that was like a big thing for me. And I posted
Yeah.
like on Instagram, like I hit 1,000, and it went like 998. I'm like, you son. And that was like in the day, like I had 1,000 subs, like you'd get like 5 a day.
That's something.
3,
yeah.
you know. So it was like
Nowadays,
half a day,
it's
just
so many more. So many more a day.
Yeah. 30s of
tens of subs.
tens of subs a day.
Although I will say I hit 50K on Instagram this week.
And you beat me to the 50K milestone
Yeah.
on our unofficial race that you made up.
Yes. I won the thing that I knew I was going to win. But it's funny, since hitting that number, now I get all these weird emails. They're like, you should join this group where we're, it's like a sharing thing and we'll get you more subs. And it's
Oh,
like,
yeah. There's all those like, oh, sub for sub.
yeah, get lost. That's
Yeah.
illegal. Oh,
Well,
thank you.
even that, I don't even. More than anything, like you can tell when some people do that when their interaction numbers. It's like they have 20,000 likes or whatever, and they get, they get 50 likes on a photo.
Yeah.
Like even
No
I have
no
like
engagement.
28 or 29,000 Instagram followers, whatever. And you don't get that many likes. You get
No, never.
300, 500, 600, whatever. But you
Yeah.
can just tell those percentages are so much smaller when people have bought,
Yeah.
likes and things.
It's very strange. My wife being in social media oftentimes is like, okay, so you've got 12,000 likes or followers and you get 20 likes on a photo. There is something wrong.
Yes, you're doing something incorrect.
Something not right.
So, yeah,
Mm.
that's but with that milestone, my the giveaway for the truck needs to be
Yeah.
finished. So I
Saw you burning the midnight oil last night on
I
that.
did. I worked in I actually got a good base of the cage done last night, and then I came in and got all of the 3D printed interior parts done, and the actual print came out really good.
Yeah, that looks fantastic.
Center console came out well.
Noise.
Um,
What was up with those? What was up with the seats? It's like you built those to like what you what?
just don't you don't worry about seats.
Was that what those were?
They are seat.
Because how like were they made out of memory foam or something to make your butt sink so far in? It's like I've never seen such depth.
Yeah, they're fine. They look fine.
I don't know. That looks a little strange. Why not just make the whole thing depressed? Why actually make the
You're
leg
depressed. You're depressed.
I am. I have no free time. I've been spending so much time building static models that I'd rather be dead.
Oh, can we talk about the task that you gave me this week for your static model project?
I found such boring models too. A Honda CRZ.
God.
Why?
But
it's really good though. Like I did the whole interior.
That does look very good. I will agree.
More. I've got more boring ones. What was your task that I gave you? I forgot.
The task for your static models that you gave me.
Oh, right. A baby seat.
Yeah. Matt sent me a message. He goes, "Hey, can you draw me a baby seat?"
I know.
Excuse me? Okay.
I know. It's an odd choice of things to ask someone to make.
So I drew Matt a 3D printed baby seat.
I've got it here. But here's another one. Oh my God, it's a Prius, but it's like it's hit a pole or something.
That is how they actually drive them around in Sacramento. Fun fact. They look exactly like that. Well, at least the ones by my shop.
Anyway, that's what I've been doing. And all the glass that I cut out, I sprinkled on the inside so it's still like in there.
You're just the master of detail.
Yeah. I've only got a little tiny bit to do on the CRZ and then I'm all done because I've got the other ones here. I'm just going to quickly show you a BMW that's been in a front end sort of smush. And that it's going to be smushed up against this really cool minivan. What a project I'm doing.
Yeah, that's amazes even me.
Yeah, but look, there's the baby seat right in there.
It's very hard to see.
Is it?
Hopefully the child was not involved in the accident.
Well, I think the implication is that they were.
Oh,
for
I
this
see.
project.
Oh, I'm just saying, I'm no parental unit, but aren't most child seats rear facing now?
This is like a youth. It's like a 9-year-old.
You should have told me that. I drew it for 1 to 6 months. I would have done it totally different.
I'm sure you would have.
I don't know I don't know when like car seats actually changed.
Dude, I don't know either. It doesn't matter. Anyway, those are coming along. I've got actually, where is it? I 3D printed a bicycle that I have to remove from its supports very, very carefully.
I see.
And then that gets the CRZ gets a dent on the hood, and then that bike gets covered with a tarp. And then that's
morbid.
Well, the bike is covered with a tarp. There's no body. Although,
well,
for fun, for my own fun, so creepy. I bought the racing pit team, and I'm going to remodel them as like accident victims.
Do you need some photos from around my shop? Because
No, I should be okay. But this guy specifically, he's already to like be like smushed, like he came out of the
you
front
should
of
put
that
him
window.
over the hood of that Prius.
Yeah, and then like this lady, she can just be, I'll put her head into the dashboard or something. Same with mechanic. He'll be he'll be ready for some kind of damage as well. But that's not part of the project. They
It,
didn't ask for that anyway. But
people should know, like, this is for a
this is for an ad. This is
an
for an
ad, like
advertisement. Yeah,
an actual advertisement.
yeah, that's the plan anyway.
There's not
But it
a
hasn't.
baby in that pit crew, is there?
No, I looked. No, I didn't look for one. Obviously not.
You're just in the train section to look for another tiny human, like totally unrelated. Like,
Would O scale out to be like a baby? Do you have any, I don't know, baby figures, but like tiny ones? Anyway, so that project is almost done. It has to be done by Wednesday of next week. Oh, I don't think I'll be here next week on Wednesday. In fact, I know I won't be. I might be able to do it from my phone, but I'll be at a cottaging. Maybe I'll just do a quick check-in with you.
Interesting. Yeah, well, either way, that might work because I'm going to miss my Friday live stream this week and my
Yep.
Sunday live stream this week, which
Yep.
not. And then I'm going to miss both of those next week too. So
You're traveling.
I am two different
about.
trips.
So
But
I said out and about,
a boot.
but I think most people would prefer if I said oot and a boot. Anyway, you are doing a lot of traveling, which is
It's
just driving around though, right? You're not
driving
flying.
only, no flying. Still long distance, but yeah, hopefully minimal.
Nothing wrong with a long distance.
No, I don't mind driving at all.
I like a good drive. Yeah.
So
that Jeep will go forever.
Oh, I'm driving the Soul Sucker this weekend. Since
Better gas mileage.
Yeah, and it's just it cruise as well. And then next weekend,
let's go for a road trip.
Yeah, next weekend, I've got a VW Atlas.
Whoa,
fancy! So
that's the big one, right?
Premium SUV rental vehicle.
Ooh la la!
Not just the intermediate, but the premium.
You're no Kia Sorento driver. You're a VW Atlas.
We're gonna rent a car for
that's
a trip.
That's the Q8 or Q7, right? That would be the Q7.
Yeah, I think it's about the same size as the Q7.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, that's good. Good for you.
So,
Moose Jaw said that my wife is now a fan of the Scale Builders Guild with the scaled human victims of car crashes.
She's just I feel like, if I'm not I think Moose Jaw's wife is in some sort of law.
So that that makes sense.
Maybe she's interested in the.
Yeah, she's probably like, wonder if any of those people need a lawyer.
Which I also believe RC Patina guy's wife is as well.
Oh, no kidding.
If I'm not mistaken.
A lot of law.
Yeah, exactly. So
one more thing for the mail call, and then we'll get
I have a whole semi-trailer full of mail call.
Oh, I got so many things too, but it's embarrassing. I don't want to go through it all.
Oh, this is probably more because it's from one place and I did not know it was coming. And it's almost all useless. Bonus yet.
Team K&K sent me some wheels.
Okay.
Because they also sent me the hardware kit for the A-Rocks, so that's ready to A-Rock and roll. Oh, Dad.
Do not approve.
And he also sent along some wheel wideners as well, in case I want to widen those wheels. Reef sent me another box of stuff. Kyosho sent along the new JL Mini Z, which looks pretty neat, I must say.
So I have to make.
Okay, well, yes, you're interested. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, Mini Z's 124 scale, cool.
They are cool. The body is super well detailed.
No, I agree. I do like the look.
Yeah.
I
yeah, they're more model than they are
yes,
like hardcore crawler. But you can't expect hardcore crawler at that speed anyway.
I'm making size. I've made room for my trailer.
Yeah. Oh, I see you're wearing no pants again. Atlas is the size of a Tahoe. Yeah, it's big. We I think we don't call it the Atlas here.
Okay.
What do you got? It's all blown out. Fix your camera.
Nah, this is better.
Come on.
This makes it better. So, this all came from Telesin. Telsin. Okay.
Oh, Telesin.
Now,
okay.
Fun story. You remember back when I was making all of those GoPro vlogging rigs?
Oh yes. Yeah.
One of the companies that made their own version of what I made. Like they made their they made the same thing.
Stole it. Yeah, they took your design. What is the Atlas here? I don't know.
So
I'm thinking of something else.
They copied my design and then sent me one to review.
Hey, you might like this. It's a GoPro mount. You've never seen it before. It's brand new. We'd love to get your feedback.
Interestingly enough, the GoPro 9 comes out, and I get this box from DHL. And I'm like, I don't even remember ordering anything from China, but sometimes these Instagram ad things take way too long, and you forget.
Yes.
However,
makers, all kinds of stuff.
However, no. They sent a number of things.
We'll never know because I can't see anything.
They sent me Hero 9 battery charger.
Okay.
Sans batteries, so I can still charge my one battery that
But you can charge it 3 times.
Yeah, exactly. They sent me the waterproof housing for the
You're showing me a big white box.
Oh.
I don't see anything.
But
fix your camera. That's better.
Listen, my camera does fine. Waterproof housing for the waterproof camera.
Wait,
yes.
Josh, you have a tramp stamp, don't you? People are saying when you bent over, they saw your tramp stamp.
False.
Okay.
Let's see. Tempered glass screen protector.
Okay. I mean, that's good.
Sure. I'm getting to the good stuff. Oh, okay. They sent me some ND filters, which is actually nice.
That's helpful.
I will use that. This is my favorite, though.
Please. Oh man, what?
I would like to open this box to show you.
Okay, you open it, and while you open it, Highway to Hell said that Kevin Talbot wasn't a big fan of the Hero 9. The footage I've seen looks fantastic. And I don't know that I would believe everything that Kevin Talbot says, because he still thinks he's going to beat the record with a car that is quite literally never going to beat the record.
Yeah, no, exactly.
You can stand by my assertion that with that car in the state that it's in, he will not win that challenge. There's no way he's going to go faster than 203 miles per hour.
No.
Those cars are, the car that has that record is quite literally custom built. There is not an existing part on it. Years.
Sorry. I'm assembling this package because it's worth it to see it in its final state.
Saw it clear on Josh's video, tramp stamp of the cat from The Simpsons. Huh. Josh does like his cats.
You know, I told Matt in his live stream yesterday, South Park, far better than The Simpsons.
Yes, I'm sure most of your viewers will admit that.
I'm not sure what you're saying about my viewers, but
they're youthful. They're youths.
Here it is.
What is that?
This is the underwater scuba diving housing for the GoPro Hero 9.
Why?
I
Why would they send that to you? You live in Sacramento.
don't know.
It's going to look amazing
For
in
all
the
of my
tub.
scuba diving vlogs.
Oh, there's so many other people that should have gone to. That's incredible.
I think I'm going to vlog with this at events.
Yeah.
Just
Well, that way, when people spit at you like they normally do, you won't get spit on you anymore. That's incredible. No, it's not a fisheye lens, Bob. It is
No.
literally just a housing to put your GoPro in. So that curvature underwater will actually keep everything fairly straight. But wow. Wow.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, the camera itself is waterproof. If you want to go deeper, then you can use the waterproof housing.
Maybe you should put it in the waterproof housing and then put it in the scuba diving housing.
And I just don't...
Oh, actually, the right one has a really good idea for you. Monthly Mayhem submarine build. And then you can use that.
You know what? I would do it just so that you had to go onto Amazon and order this.
I've already got a GoPro at the bottom of the lake. I don't need to put another one down there.
Oh, they also sent me a case. But, and then, you know, they also, let me move my...
What they should, you know what I wish the email said was some joker put out a case and we ripped it off. And then we gave it back to the guy. That's amazing. It looks like, yeah, Highway Al says they used a Jeep headlight to make a housing for a GoPro.
They also sent me this kind of nice aluminum housing for the camera.
Oh,
which
so that's quite nice.
Is cool.
Maybe
and
I design one up and sell it on Shapeways.
Yeah, and I actually do like it, so I'll be using that.
All right. Well, there you go.
So, and then they sent me a door for the side that I also like, but that's not the fun story. The more fun story is this ridiculous thing.
That thing is amazing.
All right,
let's get Tony on the show. We've
Add
wasted
Tony.
enough time here on this. Add person. Tony CC. Add.
So, and no. GoPro did not send me this.
Oh no, GoPro would not send you that.
A company called Telesin sent me this, who is just a Chinese accessory maker.
Tony, I can see you. Hang on. Don't say anything or anything.
Just as a general rule.
Yeah. In fact, that's probably the better way for this show to operate is for you to not say anything or do anything. Just keep it quiet over there. All right. Just getting everybody set up.
Yeah, I have to retransform.
I'm ready to go. There we are. Hello, Tony.
How there he is. If you just... Okay, Tony, you have to pick a place to sit, because I'm going to...
I'm seeing you moving me.
Yeah, I think you're good. Can you speak again, please? Yes.
I'm here, but I don't want to be like way closer than all you guys and look huge.
Oh, you're huge. No, I'm huge now. On my channel, massive. On everyone else's channel, small. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Good to be here. Having fun in the chat. It's always hilarious in there.
Oh man.
Yes, the chat is the best part of it.
90% of the comedy.
Highlight.
Yeah, 90% of the comedy comes from there, I think.
So okay, I'm pretty much set now. We're in good shape.
Oh, thank goodness. I was waiting.
I'm not.
I can see your floor. I see what you're talking about now.
Yeah, you can. Look at that mess.
Mine or yours?
Yours.
No, I can see yours. Yeah.
Oh, that's because I.
Yeah.
I always forget to look.
Know about that one right over
I always
there?
forget to know what my camera looks like when I'm shooting the webcam.
Everybody knows now how much of a pig Josh is in real life. Not to be outdone by me. If you could see around this area, you would see a lot of mess.
Exactly.
I'm sure, Tony, you're the same way. Behind that area, which is a very nice area, I gotta say, I really like your studio setup. There's probably tons of junk all over the place.
I got a whole bunch of bodies piled up over there. That's what the clear
They're
bodies are.
They're 24th scale bodies, though.
Right.
Yeah, right.
You know, I am though. However, I know that Josh was jealous and he wouldn't give you any credit for that Kyosho, but that thing looks amazing.
I know it does. I'm really excited. You know what? I'm going to unbox it live right now.
And you should totally like put some angry eyes on the front of that thing just for good measure.
You know, I hate to admit it, but they make angry eyes for the JL. I think they made them
already.
The first, yeah, they're out there. I did send Josh some photos of a really nice Fab 4 Jeep that was near the house the other day, and it was embarrassing to see somebody ruin a perfectly good truck with all that stuff. But I mean, you know what it's like, Tony.
You need some whiteout, man. Put it on the inside of those wheels. Make it a Josh special.
They have to be bigger wheels.
Bigger.
Yeah.
Bigger and whiter.
If you put some 1.9s on the 124 scale.
Oh, yes.
I'm on board.
That would be great. That would be great. So, Tony, why don't you tell people who may not know who you are? That's a small list, I'm sure. But why don't you tell everyone a little bit about yourself and your channel, and we'll be sure to not link it in the description.
That's perfect.
Oh, yeah, I forgot to do that.
Yeah. Just a guy that got into RC cars about 7 years ago. Have nothing. I have no knowledge about real cars, so that's a bonus. You know, getting into it.
So why you bought a JK?
Yes, so I bought a JK and I put angry eyes on it, and it looks pretty fantastic.
It does.
No, I'm just messing. It's actually an Angry Birds grill, I think, by the Chinese description of it that I got it on LED something that I got it from. I don't even know. I thought it was a U.S. company, and then it was like took 4 months to get here, and I realized my mistake. But yeah, they're U.S. Entity that also has holdings. They're international, but everything ships out of Shenzhen. So you know what's going on.
Yeah,
I hear you.
Yeah, no. So I got into it 7 years ago with the Gravedigger Traxxas Stampede. I hit a curb and broke it. I think the first night. Yeah. And I didn't know what to do with it. I gave it to my dad, who was here because I was about to head out of the country for a while, and said, "Can you go take it back to the shop and see what I need to fix it?" Or actually, I asked them to have them fix it, like pay them whatever to fix it, and I'd pay them back. And they sent him home with the parts and said I'd be able to figure it out. So from there, I figured out how to work on RC cars and still not change my oil on my own vehicles. So we're good.
Oh, that's totally
Fantastic.
reasonable. I do not change my own oil.
Of course, Josh doesn't change his own oil.
It is not worth it to change your own oil.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Although it's getting so expensive to change it. I go to
Worth
like
it.
that 5-minute oil change, and it's like $100 by the time you leave, and you're like, "What? I
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
even tip you guys, and it's $100."
Yeah, I mean it's $100 to have the oil changed in my Honda. Like,
Yeah, what happened to Jiffy Lube?
my Jeep is still cheap, because it's regular oil and whatever. But of course, the Honda, it's like 8,000 mile oil changes and blah blah blah. But still, not worth it to change. Like,
Well,
in the amount of time it
charge
takes
you
to
more
change,
because they figure you're doing less of them.
the amount of time it takes to change oil and then discard it and all that. Like, I could be doing something else and have more value in that than wasting that time.
Yeah, digging that hole to pour that into is such a pain in the butt.
We live in California now, and they have like sensors now.
Sorry, you guys are supposed to change your oil?
Yeah, so that was a funny thing.
There's a little light on your dash as it gets low. You go in there.
I took mine in recently. I don't know why. I do my wife's oil changes as well, and which means I think I just had been there. So for some reason on my car, I went in, and it was like the oil filter was blown apart, and they were like pulling parts out of like
Oh dear.
the insides out, hoping it hadn't gotten into the car. So it wasn't my Jeep. It was the minivan. I promise I was trying to kill it, honestly. So I could get a Jeep, but now that I have a Jeep, I was like, oh crap, what did I do? I still need that thing for like hauling my primal raminator around.
Right.
Oh, right. Yeah.
It doesn't
Yes.
fit in the Jeep.
The
That's
in the
that
Mini
thing you
Cooper.
broke the other day, right?
I didn't break it.
I mean, it looked like you did.
Well, so it breaks every time I run it. So if you run it until it breaks.
yeah. Then you know you're
Right?
done.
Well, we went through a tank and a half, like 45 minutes of a basher. That's not too bad.
That's not bad. Yeah,
Nah.
that's pretty good.
And-
So your focus, would you say, is you sort of started in monster trucks. I see a lot of monster trucks, and you go to some monster park where they have monster trucks a lot.
Monster
I
parks.
don't know.
That's what those are called.
Is that what they?
Monster
The
parks.
monster
Is
parking.
that what it's called?
Yeah.
Monster truck jam.
Monster,
Monster truck jam.
Monster Jam.
Oh, Monster Jam. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that's not what we go to, but there are races for it, and it's
Cousin of a
it's
digger.
kind of scale. I thought I'd have more street cred. I went to Axial Fest for you guys. I thought it was going to do a little bit more for me, but
It actually
nothing
hurt your
apparently.
channel. Yeah, you lost subscribers. Ugh.
I was like, what
Skill
did these
trucks are
guys do?
dumb.
Oh, they go to Axial Fest. I'm going to do that. So
Big mistake.
no, I mean, yeah, we do monster trucks, and they're kind of scale. Like some of the guys go all out, and then they never
Okay.
drive them. I tend to just do enough and then drive it all the time and fix them. So mine are, I don't have any shelf queens. So, I just got a $4,000 fifth scale custom built from Bari Musauer, who drives the zombie monster truck for
Yep.
Monster Jam, and proceeded to take it down to Digger's Dungeon and break it in about 3 minutes. So
God.
that's how we do.
What
You know?
broke
That's,
on that
that's
thing?
the place. That's the place. Digger's Dungeon. Straight
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Y-
So it was just the steering. So it's intricate the way that they lay it out, trying to hide the servo, because the axles are made by Hess Machine and they're beautiful. Guys
Mhm.
getting the scale detail. They're like amazing, like machined metal, and they're just, uses Losi DBXL diffs and axles. So it's
Okay.
all like beefy and like huge.
Right.
But they took this fifth scale, and he used to use two 1/10 scale servos. And I talked to some people, and if you crash hard, which I do, you could blow a servo or two because you had two very expensive servos sitting on that axle. And so I was talking with him, and he figured out a way to put a fifth scale servo on, and it wouldn't hit the link because Spectrum made a short, like low profile one, and it fit in there. But it's tucked in backwards to the axle, and then it's got a shock as the actual
Is the link?
servo saver, right?
Oh, got it. Okay.
And so it's got springs on both sides internally and like bump stops and all that. It's pretty detailed what he does. Well, all I did was rip the
Shock apart?
shaft out of the rod end. So
Oh,
that's all that
That's
happened.
not
It was a metal, yeah.
Yeah.
So
that's nothing.
nothing. It'll be fixed. I got new ones coming. But yeah, I mean, we take them out, we beat them, and the problem was I really wanted to do a backflip with it. There's about 20 of them out there, and very few are bashed like I like to do. So I wanted
Well,
to see him running.
You know
And
what? It is
bring
good to
back-
get your toys out there and actually play with them. So, not a lot of shelf queens here. Everything eventually gets run.
Yeah,
That's the right way to do it.
can't run
Quick-
it all the time. I mean, I got a bunch of shelf that sit on the shelf just waiting for their turn.
Yeah, exactly.
You guys got a bunch. It's not easy.
No.
I've got an audio delay that I'm going to try and fix quickly. So
Mine's also delaying, but I don't know that there's anything I can do about
I'm
that.
trying something right now. So we'll see if Tony, when you talk now.
Is it my delay?
No, well, we'll see if that worked. I don't know. One way or the other.
you're a
Sometimes
little-
it happens when we have guests. So
Yeah, it generally happens when we have guests. There's always some failure in the system, and it's usually just Skype. We're taking a lot of data, and it's all going up, and then
Yeah.
it's coming back down, and all over the country.
You're
and
taking
continent.
in a feed and sending feeds, and
Yeah.
I get
It's
it.
a lot of effort. But quick thanks to Quack RC for the $2, and thanks to Brent as well for the other $2. Thank you very much, gents.
we should get into your
Tony-
your game, Matt, because I think that will
Oh, you wanna-
lead
you
to
wanna
do
some
the
game
pretty
right
good
now?
discussion regardless.
Okay. All right.
Quick
Okay.
drink.
So the game is Tony. I'm not sure you were watching a little bit earlier on.
I was
Um,
listening. I was
You were
already
listening.
coming up with answers.
You don't even know what the questions are going to be, so that's fantastic.
That's going to make them even more interesting.
All right, we're playing Would You Rather, and I'm going to give you guys, both of you, two options.
Like an adult version of Truth or Dare or something.
It's more of a child's version because it's all about RC cars.
Okay.
But this is not a channel for children.
Right.
This is for adults.
For 14
Adults.
plus.
You have to have a valid YouTube account. Would you rather? And here's the first one for you guys. This one's going to maybe create some controversy.
I was gonna say it's gonna pit us against each other.
Yes.
It might actually.
Tony has to go first on all
rather?
questions, by the way. First rule.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Well, as a guest, I mean,
Yeah.
we're doing you a kindness.
Exactly.
It's a kindness. Would you rather, Tony, 2.2 Wraith or 1.9 Wraith?
Oh, 1.9 all day long.
What's the reason? Why would you choose that one over the other? And in the chat, please.
So here's the thing. The reason I would choose that is because most trails and most things that people are doing, if I went out with friends, are going to be based around the smaller scale truck. Bridges are built for the 1.9 size standard trail trucks. So that'd be the main reason. The real reason honestly, I would probably choose the Wraith because you could turn it into a monster truck, right? It's got the AR-60s and everything. And
you put a body over top of it, turn it into an,
monster truck it, open up those diffs. But if it's for scale stuff and it's, Matt's asking a question.
No, that has nothing to do with it. This is your answer. There's no correct answers.
So here's the real thing. So my kids, I got them both 1.9 Wraiths. All right. And I was trying to teach him how to do some crawling. And we went to this place and I'm showing him so you got to line up this. And I've got my original SCX10 and dual motor, so there's hop ups on it. And I'm showing them how difficult some of the stuff is. And they just roll right over it with their 1.9s. And I'm like, okay, never mind.
Pause, though.
Dad's not teaching anything anymore. You guys just do whatever you want. And you'll be okay.
Pause.
Okay. So that's the answer. 1.9 Wraith for Tony. Now, Josh, counterpoint.
Did you say dual motor SCX10?
I do have a dual motor, level 3 RC dual motor, 27 turn. Yes.
I have.
This
I got it watching your channel.
You
I got
did
that
not.
little.
You did not.
There's no way.
No, you'd think it's dumb. Apparently, he thinks it's dumb. Well, I got all the electronics tray that you had, Howler Customs, and I was watching your channel. Like, I'm a new dude, and I'm like,
yes, man, that Howler Customs tray.
doing?
That was a rare one. My buddy Howard back home had those all.
I'll sell it to you. $50. I got it
with the dual motor mount. I will buy it so that you have to take off the dual motor mount, and then I will
put in a real motor.
Yeah, just one real motor, please.
Just send me your quick run fusion, and we'll be good.
Where did that go?
I like that Fock control on that thing.
I said that last week. That's exactly what it is. It's the Fock control. I've yet to put the Fock in the in anything yet, but the Z-Run did go in the Gladiator, and that will be in stage 2.
I'm looking forward to your stage 2 video.
Me too.
I am going to.
So let's hear your answer. I want to know.
Let's hear it.
This one, I think Matt would have guessed that Tony Popsley would have gone to because Matt knows that the 1.9 Wraith is one of my favorite offerings from Axial.
Exactly.
I think it is very underappreciated, and I think it's a very fun little truck. And so, I think the 1.9 Wraith is still a great buy today.
And you would still choose it over the 2.2
I would
Wraith.
not buy a 2.2 Wraith, period.
What about the older one where you could put the real dudes in it with legs and everything? That's what I want. I want to bring that back.
Which I know why. And that was one of their most scale models with the full depth seats, interior, the whole deal. And I did absolutely love the Wraith at one time. But I would not buy one, period, now, because I would buy the Bomber. Because...
Okay.
I think
Yes.
the Bomber is
That's
a much better buy than a 2.2 Wraith. It's got a transmission that will absolutely hold up to anything you're going to put that through. You know, it's got the longer wheelbase I like. The trailing arms are cool. All of that. So 2.2 Wraith to
All
me
right.
is a no buy. Like, I see no reason to buy a 2.2 Wraith.
all right. Very good. Most of the people on the channel are saying 1.9 Wraith as well.
Yes.
Sticky's RCs also says, "Hey Tony, hello everyone."
Do I get a point
Yeah.
for guessing the
yes.
same as
You get,
Josh
you
did?
get,
I
Sure.
feel like if I guess the same as Josh, I should get a point.
Yeah, I'd say, yeah, everyone gets a point on that one, including me
Yeah.
for asking a really great question.
you get a gold star. You get
The real
you get a
question
point and I
is,
get a thumbs
Can
up.
I send Josh one of mine to do all of his cool upgrades
Right.
too? Because mine are still stuck.
No, ew, no.
Okay.
Josh doesn't do cool upgrades.
Right.
Oh,
If you'd like to have some sort
I
of
wasn't going
If
there.
you'd like to have some
I
sort
thought
of
his
weird
upgrades
model
were good.
figure bent over the hood of yours, though, Matt might be able to paint one up for you.
I'm your man.
Yeah.
I can do that.
I just want him to do the TRX4 thing that he did to all of his models that he was building.
Oh, just to damage it up.
It destroyed, like it ran into a pole, kind of a
I can do
TRX4
that.
or
Six,
six,
TRX
TRX6, I
yeah.
guess,
Oh,
design.
I've got that. Here you go. It's done.
Yeah. So that's what you modeled all your little crash
Yeah,
test
I was like,
stuff on.
How do I
Yeah.
just get a good look at this and be like, okay,
That's what it looks like.
see a curve. That's what it's going to look like. Very funny. Okay, Josh, it's on to you.
Okay,
to
we'll
a
ask my
question now.
first one.
And who goes? Tony goes first again.
Tony-
Oh, so it's back and forth.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
First
I
question here.
like this.
You
Oh,
can.
boy.
Would you rather go crawling in the most beautiful place you can imagine for one day by yourself, or Axial Fest with all of your friends and whatever family members you like?
Well,
Any place, the
so
most beautiful
far-
place you can imagine or go see. But
Well, so
by yourself.
far, Axial Fest is the best place that I have gone crawling.
I'm saying you could go
because I
not just the
haven't
places
had a
you've
lot of
been
options. I can go anywhere I want to, though, but
Anywhere
I
in
have to
the
do it by
world.
by
myself.
yourself.
Dude, I do that all the time anyway. So I would totally go to Axial Fest with my friends and my family. And I actually got my kids out there running their 1.9 Wraiths through the mud and got to fix those several times because they are not as waterproof as the kids think they are. The whole submarining thing needs to be big on the box. No, I mean, Axial Fest was awesome because we took the real Jeep and there was also the off-roading we could do with that at the same park, which made it like a total dream. So I would do that 100 times over
Yep.
versus alone. Like if I could go to Moab alone and do it with like the toy truck, nah. I'd rather do the full experience with the Axial Fest at Badlands again.
That's
Wow.
what makes it a tough call.
See, this is a tough call.
But I travel the world for work. So like and I do it alone. So when you pit that up, I already get that whole travel alone thing.
Yep.
And it's cool, but yeah. I mean, Axial Fest was pretty boss this past year. Although
Yeah.
I lost my patch and I need to, I don't think I've actually
don't-
been there if I don't have the patch.
You don't need to go to get the patches.
Yeah,
I got
they-
tons of
yeah.
those. They're like, here,
Yeah.
Yeah.
take them.
Now,
We made it extra.
I mean, we
Yeah,
didn't even
okay.
discuss the fact that you could have chosen Axial Fest on the West Coast, which has terrain that's even.
Yeah, but I
Infinitely
saw you
better.
guys hiking up the mountains in Neck.
No. That's Donner. That's the Donner one. The other one at Cisco was just as good in my opinion.
Okay.
That
And
said,
did it
I
have
have to come up
off-road
with,
stuff for trucks?
yeah, because the
Fordyce Trail, the formal
Fordyce is right
the
there.
famous Fordyce. Now,
Yeah,
I will say that
Badger Knight
might not have been a good
Fordyce.
choice for your Jeep, though.
Oh no,
Oh, because
You-
the Angry Eye Grills would get me beat up
yeah,
by the angry Jeep mob
yeah,
there.
no, yeah. Fordyce in general, quite a gnarly
much
trail.
harder trail. Yeah, definitely.
So,
Yeah.
Matt,
Although I did see a Kia Sorento up there. Now,
Shoot,
my
that
choice.
guy's
I'm usually by myself because I live in a city where people don't have fun, I guess. I have to go quite far, like at least an hour, to have fun with another person, which is odd because I live in a city of 4 million people.
Your poor wife. I hope
Yeah.
she's not watching.
Why would she be watching this?
I don't know. So you'd have to travel an hour to find fun with somebody. All right, go ahead.
No, for toy truck fun anyway. That said, I think I would choose Axial Fest with all of my friends and family. There's something really great about the camaraderie of being with a group of like-minded individuals who like to kick your truck over when you're not looking. There's like, you can play all kinds of fun games, like follow the leader, or who can go over that obstacle, or I would please help me change my battery. There's all kinds of stuff you can do. But yeah, despite being a very solitary person and having the option of traveling anywhere in the world, and I've seen some amazing locations from other YouTubers' channels, I would still choose Axial Fest West with some of my best friends in this hobby. That would be a killer time. So
that
gold stars all around, I think.
Thumbs up. Yeah, gold star last time. Thumbs up this time.
I get another point.
It's
so
like
I've now got 2 points, and you've each got 1 point. So I'm winning.
It's true. I think we may have.
I like the strategy of this game. Yeah.
But yes, it's like Top Gear, where you can give, like, next one's going to be worth 1,000 points.
Oh, okay.
So,
okay.
Yeah, 2 points for Matt and Tony, actually, because I got a gold star for the first one. Josh, you got nothing. All right. Now
why
it's
did
my
you get
turn.
2 points? I've answered 2 questions, so I should at least have 3 points.
Well, asking the questions are worth more because of the
Oh,
creativity
okay,
factor.
okay, I get it.
Yeah, there's.
Good.
I'll show you the
We'll
answer
tally
key
it up.
later. It's not,
Once we figured out who wins,
Yeah.
we'll
Get my
we'll show you
graphite
how-
pencil.
I'll show you how that works.
so, Matt, your next
Okay,
question.
so my turn now. All right. Okay. So Tony and Josh. Tony first. Oh, I forgot to mention, CCXRC said that's minus half a point, and it's minus half a point if you're named Tony. So
Oh, okay. Good. I'm Anthony, so we're all good there. No deductions.
Crabapple. I've been calling her Crandall. All right.
I don't know either.
All right. So let's say both of you live in an area. You live on a property, let's say, that has a lot of open space and a large pond, but you can only choose to have either a boat or a plane, RC only. What's your choice and why?
Tony, it's on
Tony
you
first.
obviously.
Oh my gosh. Well, I would totally choose the plane because you can freestyle a plane a little bit, with barrel rolls, loops, all that kind of stuff. You can land it on the water. And if you have something go wrong, retrieval's maybe a little bit easier. Like, because you didn't say if we had a boat or anything like that for retrieving the boat. So I'm just going to pretend that I don't have one and I don't feel like swimming. So I've had some boats and I'm like, man, and I still have some, and they're like wicked for about 5 minutes. And then it's just like you're going in circles and back and forth. And, filming either of them is a real pain in the butt.
True story.
But more fun. I mean, I have both and I enjoy the planes more. But it all depends on the plane too.
Yeah,
All right.
Same here. I've owned RC boats. RC boats are one of those things, like, again, you think it's going to be fun. And then you get them and you're like, now what? It is like getting a Traxxas Slash and never being able to leave a parking lot. Like, it's just like, It's always like, okay, we're just going to drive around. So I got the jet boat. I'm like,
look at this weave.
Yeah.
I got the weave down pretty good.
Like,
Imaginary cones in the water.
guess what? We're going to go the other way now. Like, whoa. I even got the jet
But
boat.
there's like the unexpected routes that like totally destroy
yeah.
your props and stuff. So it's even worse than a Traxxas slash in a parking lot.
Yeah, I just, the jet boat, I was like, okay, maybe I'll go like kind of bash up a stream. Even then, it's just like, it gets stuck. It's like, this is like boats are the worst. Boats are the worst. I would take planes
even
all
though
day.
That sounds like a t-shirt.
Boats are the worst.
Boats are the worst.
RC boats are the worst. Even though I'm not participating in this, I would also choose plane.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've never flown an RC plane. I do have a couple of helicopters and a drone that I've also never flown.
Yeah.
But I feel like a plane would be more of a thing.
Yeah.
And I love the FPV side. And I feel like
Right.
that's like so I've got,
well,
that's
that's
more
not to
drone.
say.
well, no, I've got
That's
Delta.
not to say that you
the
can't.
I've got the
you get
Delta
big
wing style.
swing and all that.
Not
my
to say
Delta
you
wings
can't
are
FPV a
FPV.
boat. You could
Yeah.
FPV a boat too.
You could.
Yeah,
You
it's
could.
as cool as FPV in your
Wow.
crawler.
Yeah,
you know.
FPV
Hey,
and
I've
crawl.
done that. That is cool.
It's not cool either.
How often do you do it?
Oh, I've done it like
The
once,
only
and then I sold
yeah,
it
so
and
I
stuff.
put FPV and land stuff
How
before.
cool was it?
Yeah. The only FPV land-based thing that I thought was actually kind of fun, which is admittedly a dancing rider,
Oh,
because it leans.
Feels like you're drunk.
You know, you turn and you get that leaning sensation. Like it's cooler. FPV on a normal land-based car is just dumb.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
So you want to
in the
lose
crawler-
your in and out.
in the crawler that I did it in, the guys that were taking it to the next level, they had the whole like head tilt swivel thing.
Exactly.
Oh yeah,
Wherever
the
you
driver.
looked, you could look out the window and stuff.
I actually,
and-
one of the early videos on my channel.
But the micro, like the movement is what
Yeah,
I can't
it's super
stand. If, like they
bouncy.
had that,
Yeah.
that voodoo that GoPro puts into their cameras. That's like some kind of special dark magic
Right.
stabilization that they've got. If they had that in FPV, I'm all good. But it's I for the longest time refused to ever put a GoPro on a car because it made me sick watching that like bouncing, and
Yeah.
that's how FPV. But when you do it with a drone, it's so smooth. It's completely different. Or plane even.
One of my early videos on, I think it was actually first on my other channel, but I think I re-uploaded it on this one maybe a few years ago, was I built a model of the vehicle that we actually used to compete with in Wheat Rock, full size. But I built a GoPro mount for where the driver would be. And I put it on its own servo though, so that I could rotate it, but not mix it with the steering, because it was actually kind of one of those things like where you were driving and you could, because that's the other thing, when you're driving a real Jeep, like you don't just do this, like you don't, like that's why mixing with those things isn't that cool. But like in a real car, you'll look out to the side and drive. So I had it kind of set up to be able to control it like that. Was the slightest bit cool, but that's it.
So, and I would say the same thing about those FPV flight trainers. You don't just drive it looking like video game style. So I tried one of those, and you try and land on that, and you think that you suck because you can't spot the landing. Like you can't look ahead and see where you're going. You just see your plane way over there, and you have no idea how low and where to be to hit the landing.
You don't get that peripheral.
Because you can't look ahead of you. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It was the worst. I just forget this. I'm going to fly this thing. Ended up putting it in a cornfield. Took about 2 hours to find it, but oh, good.
My Delta Wing
A1 was awesome.
is FPV, and it's I like it a lot more than my FPV race quad. I haven't touched my FPV race quads in like 2 or possibly 3 years, but the Delta Wing stuff, it's so enjoyable. You put a 2200 milliamp 3S in it, and you can just kind of float around, and you get super long run times. A little bit of diving. It's pretty stable. I think it's for flying. I really enjoy it. Like it makes me kind of want to get into the FPV gliders, the real wide wingspan,
fixed wing. Yeah.
So pretty cool to me. But
those look really cool, and the way that they do the chase stuff, those follow the planes and stuff.
Yeah,
they're so
Flight
smooth,
Test.
man.
Flight Test is a great channel. To follow.
Well,
you guys are
they're
all
doing
interested
flying.
in flight.
I got into the drone stuff. Yeah, the stuff that they make is super cool.
Yes.
But I didn't like that you had to be hooked up to a computer like 50% of the time tuning that thing, and I was just no way.
They've got better and better.
Now they can do it through the goggles. That's better. Yeah.
And even now, like the stock tunes on flight controllers are, I think my first one was like an F3 or F4. Other than like my very first one, which was like a KK2 board way back, which was like my first like flame wheel 450 I built.
Yep.
But then, getting in, I had F3 or F4s, and they were pretty good out of the box, and now they're even better and better. So the FPV stuff is still cool.
I've done the same thing as you.
Fast.
Didn't fly it for like a year.
Yeah.
And I took it out and one of the motors seized up and it crashed and broke the frame, and I got rid of it all.
Yes. Yes.
Bad news.
All right, so that's a good one. Say I'm going to give you guys each 3/4 of a star on that one.
Right.
My next one. Would you rather, for the rest of your RC career, no matter what you're using, no matter what it is, you can only use either a 2-channel FM radio or nickel metal batteries?
Oh.
What are we doing?
Just anything RC for the rest of your career. 2-channel FM radio or nickel metal battery packs.
I do like jousting with those FM radio controllers. So,
receivers are cheaper.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you have to worry
At
about
least
somebody
they're not
being on the
using
same
crystals, right? There's no crystals involved. So I think I would choose the FM because, I mean, getting like a runaway gas 5T would be pretty epic to see that happen. See people chasing it around a yard. But yeah, nickel metal, that just doesn't give me any options with my cars. Like that's lame. I actually, speaking of 5T, I just had I realized that I was using what I thought was the, battery for it, like a NIM pack, because it had the receiver. It uses a receiver plug in order to plug into your server and all that. Well, it was only like a 6-volt one, and so I kept bogging out. Well, every time I'd hit it would brown out because the servo wanted so much. I kept stalling. I'm like, what the hell? And it's because my LiPo had swelled up so much because I left it in the car one time because they make it so hard to get out. And then you realize you've got LiPo and gas together and you're like, bad deal. That I got NIM packs. Well, these are not 7.2s. So I was, now I know why I was having such a failed 5T experience the last time I was at the track. And I ordered a new NIM pack or a new LiPo 2 days ago. So we'll be good to go again. But I ended up unplugging my killer switch and all that because that's what was killing it. And so I was just running it, and if something happened,
so
use the walls to stop.
You're going to use FM radio. So
I'm taking the FM radio.
Still use LiPo
and LiPo batteries. Yes.
Okay, now
2-channel only.
Reggie said here the at least the choice.
2-channel.
Yeah, it's only 2 channels, dude.
Oh well, that's fine for me. I'm I don't need all your
monster truck guys are pretty
and all
simple.
That crap. You guys, I mean, just. All you need, though, is extra LiPos. If you can do LiPos, get a bunch of little LiPos and plug direct in. You don't need more than 2 channels for all of your winches and your stupid stuff that you guys have to put on those things.
Go fast, hit wall.
Look at me. I'm
I do much flip.
No hand of God here, but I'm using my hand to pull out my winch cable.
Oh, boy. All right. Now, was that nickel metal hydride or
not
NiCad?
It wasn't. We're gonna give you the.
Okay, all right.
You can use nickel metal hydride, and then you can use whatever radio you want.
Then I have to choose nickel metal hydride because I need more than 2 channels. If I want to dig, if I want anything, I gotta go nickel metal hydride. I begrudgingly choose nickel metal hydride, but I mean. You didn't say how many cells.
No, you can use unlimited cells, as many as you want.
Yeah,
2, 3A, C. I mean, go crazy, go nuts.
I'll put 18 of them.
Right.
Yeah. I have like quite a hump pack going.
Oh yeah, that's what they call it. Hey Josh, you're going Technicolor Dreamcoat over there, dude. You got some weird artifact thing going on.
Only on your side. My side's fine.
Yeah, it's probably your goofy webcam that you chose.
Let's see.
he's playing with
No, it's
his
fine on my.
fidget spinner.
It's showing fine on my.
It looks so
It's just
strange.
You
once the
look
feed is
like
done.
you're in a 1990s video game.
He's like in the movie Hackers.
Yeah. Or Wreck-It Ralph when they start like deleting the pixels or whatever, like messing up the games.
That looks incredible. I love it.
Matt,
Okay, yeah. So that's my
your-
choice, and I think it's a fairly easy one. I need to have a radio that can do more than 2 channels.
It's a tough one. I mean,
It is
the
tough.
thought of having
I'd rather
no endpoints and only 2 channel. I mean, well, I guess there's FM radios with endpoints at least, but still only 2 channels.
but still.
That's a tough one for me.
Man, I just learned this week that you have to calibrate some receivers. That was interesting to learn. I'd never done that before.
Calibrate receivers.
Yeah.
All of mine,
like
yeah, with the
set your
AVC
endpoints?
ones.
Oh.
Yeah, after the new AVC ones, after you bind, you literally have to hit full throttle, full brake, full right, full left, and then you calibrate it, and then you turn off the car. I did not know that, and so I did the normal bind thing, and then I usually kind of flip the steering wheel to make the wheels and make sure it did it. Well, that totally jacked it up, and when I tried to drive, I had no left steering, and then another time I did it to test the
You had
throttle
a hard time going.
and see if the wheels moved, and nothing, and then it wouldn't brake, and I kept binding and going, what the heck is going on with my car? Apparently, gotta calibrate receivers
You had a
now.
hard time
So
going
you
straight and
get
hitting
what
that
you
ramp.
want. I'm taking my FM radio with my 2 channels, and I got no issues binding that thing up.
Whatever works for you, Tony. That's fine. I think the score there is -10 for Tony and +40 for me.
Yeah, but I can poke eyes out,
Yeah.
so that's all I need.
Moose Jaw over here said he presses all the buttons until it works.
Yeah.
And John Grant, this is Tony from CCXRC. You should definitely follow his channel. He does a lot of really great. You do a lot more live stuff, I feel, than we do.
I
Don't
do
you?
once a week. Once a week.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
That's about
So less than Josh.
Less than
He
Josh.
does
You know,
like 4 or 5.
What do I do?
And actually, I don't know if you noticed this, but I'm drinking out of this cup for you, man.
Oh, kitties.
See this?
Oh,
It's even got
nice.
a Bengal cat on
I
there,
approve.
right over here.
Wow.
I
There
approve.
you go. All the
That's
different
good.
breeds of cats. American curls. There you go.
Learn something every day.
I got to see one of myself in these American curls. Look that up later. All right, final question from me for tonight. You have the money. Okay, it's money is not an object here on this one, and you have the space in which to use it. Which would you choose from Arma? The felony or the infraction? Tony, you go first.
Well, I'd choose the infraction for lots of reasons. Both the wheels are the same. I buy one set of wheels, whatever burns up, I'm good to go. I can rotate them because I burn them up like crazy, man. If you watch me do it, I just go nuts. So I'm burning up the wheels and I want to be able to rotate them so I can switch them and get a little bit more use out of them. The handbrake is freaking sweet. And you didn't say whether or not we could add to it, the handbrake or whatever, but straight out of the box, I would take the infraction because drifting with that handbrake was game-changing awesome.
Is it really?
So it's pretty cool. You just tap it and it just slides, and then you just, zit, 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 zit. You just, pulse the throttle and it just drifts for days and days and days. So I like the truck bodies too. I mean, I don't know, especially like if you were to race them. So I've been taken to the oval dirt track, and it just looks super cool when you're drifting a bunch of like the infractions and stuff around. They kind of have that race truck look to them. So yeah, I still dig the style of that one. I liked the Felmy because it was new. I wanted to try it out. It looks awesome. Big tires don't really do anything new for it other than make you have to have 2 sets of different wheels to switch out. Lack of being able to rotate the wheels, different gearing in your diffs, and so you can't just buy like one set of diffs which if you blew one. So I don't know. I just feel like it's for part support reasons, overall style. Although I wish they would do, like, I would want a clear body that I could paint and do my own style on. I know that you're not big onto the American dream look of them, but there you go.
All right.
That would be
Okay.
my choice.
All right.
Now,
Well informed.
Both look awesome jumping, so we're good there.
so
Okay.
I
Josh, counterpoint.
think that I would have to go felony.
Ah.
I own the infraction.
He just wants to lose a
Right.
pony.
I own the infraction, and it's super cool. I haven't owned the felony yet. I actually like the staggered tire look, the different I like the fact that they did this gear ratio mixing. I'm a geek for gear ratio matching. I do like the rip-off China unicorn look of it. You know, I like the.
But the truck has that too,
It does
right?
with the Huna truck.
Technically.
I own an infraction now, though, so I
Yeah.
feel like that's why I would want the felony. But I like some of those other things.
Okay.
However, like you said, that handbrake option, mine does not have the handbrake. I feel like it's something that I need to make happen on mine.
Okay. All right. Is that the
The-
long
The
version or the
front
short?
spoiler, I will say, does create some problems when you do hit things or whatever. You've got that secondary front flap thing.
Aha.
That's more the issue, where I can just, on the truck, I can remove the front spoiler or the front air vent or dam off the front or whatever you want to call it. I told you I'm not a car guy. You remove that off there and you can drive it and, not worry about it ripping off. You take that off the felony, you still have to worry if you get something catching that, you can rip off that whole under part of that. It's a
Which you
secondary,
did.
like taped on, screwed in. Yeah, I've jacked up. I mean, both of mine. I ripped the. I mean,
Oh, so it came off both. Okay.
well, no, I definitely rip off the plastic air splitter. That's what it's called. Those
Yes.
come off no problem. I mean, those are like, boom, just buy screws for those things and keep putting them back on. But, yeah, I mean, if you're gonna jump or do stuff like that, it's gonna happen. They're all mangled and bent, but they screw back on.
Now, because this was my question, I'm going to answer it as well. I had the option because the V2 came out at the same time as the felony, or thereabouts anyway.
Yes.
I chose the felony because I also like the big rear tire look. I like the gear ratio change. I also like that it's a car, so it looks a little bit different than the infraction. I very much like the infraction body, but it is different, and I love the whole kind of McLaren-esque back kind of splitter in the rear end of that car. It looks awesome. Plus, you can just put the handbrake in it, which I did.
Yeah.
Right.
And now I get exactly the same functionality as the infraction with just a much more unique look in my mind. And I've got
But I wasn't sure if you were talking stock out of the box.
no, that's totally
For the
fine.
same amount of price.
That's all the routes to go.
Yep.
SFL
Yep.
says that all points go to Tony on this one. So.
But I will say I had the same option because I was buying one either way, and the new ones were out, and I had the original one that I picked up, and I know, Josh, you got it too at Horizon.
Right. We were both at
RC
Horizon Fest that day.
It's 6 of them for sale, and man, I caught hell for buying that thing. That's when everybody started saying that you're in with Horizon, that you get everything for free, and and I'm like, dude, they just had them for sale.
Yeah.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Wait,
Like,
you
people
guys did
just
stuff
want to
for
jump
free?
you for no
I
reason.
crawled under the walls of the tent before they opened it, and I was just like, "Can we buy these yet?" So I mean, I was sneaky. Like, if anybody, I paid full.
Yeah.
We actually paid over retail price.
$650.
Yeah, they were retail
$650 we paid.
$600. I paid $650
Yep.
same plus tax. Like,
Yep.
we paid extra.
Ooh.
We were just. I mean,
You were dying to
We made them. You didn't post enough videos. I made all my money back.
I did not make it.
You sucked up that $650.
My.
You ate it,
Yeah,
man.
I did. I definitely.
But you still have it, so you're
I
good.
do. Yeah, I ate.
Yeah,
Well, my
I'm
tires
very
exploded
pleased
on
with my
me
choice.
in 30 seconds.
Blew up.
Yeah, the rear tires
Yeah,
came
like-
delaminated.
Yeah, they exploded. On
Oh,
it.
that
So
sucks.
I was planning on making videos, and then that happened, and I did not get replacement tires until they were publicly available, which was like over a
Wow.
month later, and
Yeah.
they had been out for weeks. So it was like,
and I'd already put out like 100 videos. So no, but so I took my here's my kind of philosophy on RC, right? So I get this brand new truck and I put it under the bench. We're racing the monster trucks there at RC Fest. But I immediately, once that was done, took it out, put batteries in it, and I took it to the figure eight track with all the other cars doing figure eights and just let it go in there. And if it got smashed going through the figure eight, it got hit, man. But it was epic. That thing drifting those little figure eights. And I did a whole live video and it just the whole thing crapped out and it didn't upload right. It was good for live. People watched it live, but it did a whole like if you've ever done a live from your phone, sometimes it doesn't save it right and it just killed it. And I'm like, I just like put it out there and let it get destroyed and
got no return.
Well, see, my problem was mine was only run for 3 to 5 minutes. And I thought it was like a battery thing. I'm like, man, this is like really juicing these things or like, but it was just overheating because I was like straight burnout the whole time.
They do get hot.
They get hot.
The Felony doesn't though. The new one, because I just did a whole oval track with it and it was ice cold.
Wow.
The ESC is different in that one though, right?
And they have a fan on them. Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, I need to get
the Firma 60. Is that what's in it?
The 150.
150.
I enjoyed the speed stuff with Matt so much that I have actually thought about trying to play a little bit more around with my infraction for some actual speed stuff, like a top speed stock motor top speed type setup. But
I wouldn't mind seeing how fast I can get that Felony to go either, actually.
Because I know somebody you can go crazy with the TP motors and crazy power, but I'm not sure that I really want to get into that. Like,
no. I stock only. Right. That's where I want to keep that one.
Little tip thing. So well. Everybody thinks you got to jack the punch all the way up. But I was talking with a buddy of mine who's got like killer top speeds with the stock setup, just pinion changes and all that. He actually puts the punch way low. So you're not getting that initial hit, but over the long term, you actually get more out of the motor and the ESC with a lower punch, he said, for top speed. So I'm going to try that out when I do it.
So I just really I actually have a lot of fun with the top speed stuff. I mean, I think that I enjoy it more when it's a truck that's not supposed to, because it's like a ridiculous challenge,
obviously.
But
yeah, when they're meant to go that fast, it's not really that much of a challenge. You're like,
I'm not saying that it's easy to do. It's still difficult.
No,
but
still very difficult.
You're fighting for tenths and things like that, and I'm like, like I would do it for fun only. Whereas when you're trying to make a TRX-6 go fast, it's a very different experience.
And it wants to lift. I tell you, I did 83 with the original infraction. I was shaking when it was going by that fast. And I'm thinking that's fast. Those guys doing 130, 100 plus. I mean, sheesh. I have no grasp for that.
No. It's another level. One that I'm much happy to stay away from.
Yeah,
I don't think I have a good enough radio to do it either. Like,
no, I mean, you got to do that long antenna on that FM. Get
that FM going to the sky. Or something. Be taking out eagles out here with it.
Yeah, no kidding. Dave Zilla here on the channel. He gets his HPI RS4 up to 180 kilometers an hour on the regular too. Which is pretty scary.
What is that, like 130? No.
Yeah, give or take. No, that's more than that.
Wait, 200 kilometers an hour would be 120.
So he's getting it up there.
Because 100 miles an hour or 100 kilometers an hour is 62 miles an hour.
Yeah.
So, math.
I
still have a
somebody was asking here.
It's about 115.
Yeah.
Real quick though, Paul's 1816 was wondering if he can buy that hat you're wearing, Tony. And yes, I believe you do sell those through your Teespring store, right?
Not this hat. This hat is from Dirt Company.
Okay, all right.
Dirt Co. So yes, you can get it from them. Yep. That's not gonna focus.
Right. Dirt
autofocus.
dirtco.internet.co.uk. I
don't know. Greg Sopa gave me this at at Axial Fest. I thought it was wicked, so I've been wearing it since. Yeah.
All right. And finally, Josh's final question for the night.
Okay.
We played this game
So
very well.
Oh yeah.
Tony's slightly in the lead
Okay.
with 7 million
You have-
points.
you have two options here. Would you rather get rid of all but 3 of your favorite RCs? You can only keep 3. Or you can keep all of them, but they all have to have angry eye grills.
Oh, that's a great question. I'm glad you asked. Well, I think that all of my RC cars would look stupid having angry eye grills on them. So, and you would say that about any vehicle. I would, because I'm trying to slim down my herd anyway right now.
What?
Yeah, I am. I'm actually selling some of them or giving them away, which is what I typically do because trying to sell stuff is the most annoying thing ever on the internet. If you do
Give you 50
Facebook like I do. Yeah.
I'll give you $50.
It's like this 4S capable 50-mile-an-hour RC is this much. How fast does it go?
Yes.
Yeah. So I would probably choose my 3 favorites. I mean, because Angry Eye Grills it would get old. Like it would lose the cool factor of having it on one epic vehicle with the Angry Eye Grill.
Yeah. How many mini me's do you really?
Now mine isn't that angry. Mine isn't like Darth Vader angry, right? So, I mean, it's still Angry Eyes. Like I said, it's an Angry Bird. It's got kind of like that little beak point to the middle of it. And I put those really cool like half halos on it, so it really does look angry.
It's
And see, it doesn't even need angry eyes. It's red, so it's like devil eyes. That's even worse. Demon eyes. No, yeah. I mean, I would keep my Primal RC for sure, and probably Freestyle RC trucks that I have, which are custom. Well, I'd keep one of them, and I'd keep one other one that I'm not going to talk about right now that I have.
What's
I have
that
3 vehicles that I would keep and get rid of all the rest.
one? Interesting. All right.
Yeah.
So that's
One of them that nobody else has. So it's pretty sweet.
Well, it's not a Ripper because both Josh and I have one of those.
Well, if I had one of those, it would change the order.
I think I know.
I did
know
see
what it
Reefs.
is.
I interviewed him, and his is pretty epic.
Yeah, he did a nice job on that wrap.
That
That's really
wrap. But it's like camo for his office. I couldn't even see it. Like I'm like, you're gonna have to like put something behind it so it doesn't.
I think I'm gonna have to put. I think I might have to put regular axles under mine again because there's no chance it's gonna be in a Class 3 comp anytime soon.
Right.
So probably get those real.
Then
I'll have to talk to Josh.
Exactly.
Okay, my choice would be. Considering I have more than 3 favorites.
And they'd all look pretty good with angry eyes on them. I will say that.
I can just see the angry Land Rover.
Yeah.
I'm actually like
I would even add some of like the eyelashes to a few of them.
Oh yes. Big, 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 big. I actually considered buying a set of those from my friend. My best friend lives across the street from me, and his wife loves her BMW. I've often considered just buying them and putting them on there.
Oh my god!
Just for fun.
Hopefully magnet ones, because if they like stuck on, you'd be a.
Oh yeah, that she'd be angry.
Yeah. You should put angry eyes and the lashes.
Oh,
why so angry?
She's mean, but she's sassy. That's what you can say. Sassy but classy.
Get a couple antlers for the doors. Really do it up with all the cool stuff you can get.
Oh
yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go angry eyes. I think because I've got too many that I would want to keep.
That's. I knew it.
That's
more than 3.
Bullet.
Like you
That's
couldn't
bullet
just
I'd be
choose
willing to take.
3 of your favorites and be
3
happy.
of my favorites is impossible, Tony. There's 3 of my favorites.
Do
right
the
there.
3 that you've driven more than twice.
Driving does not necessarily constitute a favorite.
Hey, I'm just saying. I mean,
Easy there, pal. Just because I don't film them all the time, they are getting driven.
I tell people that too, and it's not true. So
No,
I
that's
film it. I mean, I run it all the
mostly
time
true.
when I'm not filming.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm always out. I don't work.
No, I actually do. But
the
Yeah, for the
so
most
you
part.
would do the angry eyes. You would even do it on your little half
do it on
track
the
or whatever
Jelly
you've got
Bean.
over there.
I do it on the half track. I do it on the Range Rover. I do it on the Willys that isn't quite done yet. I do it on everything just so I can keep them all.
Yeah, the comment says the irony is rich. You know.
The guy that
know.
has the angry eye Jeep chooses to just pick 3. I honestly just wanted a black grill, but they're so expensive to just get like a real Jeep one. I'm just like, forget this. That one's $125. Let's go with that one.
You know,
You
you
could have just plastic dipped your stock
got a
one.
grill and you could have just plasti dipped it, right? It's like $50 worth of plasti dip, if that.
Oh, that's an option. I can still do that. I kept it
That's good.
sitting
Well,
in my garage.
You can put it back on, but no one's buying the other one.
Oh yeah, that's why I definitely kept the real one because I'm gonna be done with it in about a
Please
year.
take it to the next Axial Fest that Matt attends and ask him to sign it and then put it on the wall behind you.
Oh my gosh! That would be
yes.
Just
amazing.
walk up to
I'm
him
in.
with it.
I'll do it.
I'll even put headlights in it.
Here you go.
Be my new. I'll make a room for it on the back of my little studio space over there.
I'll sign it. I'll write something cute on it too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Don't be angry with me. I'm just a Jeep.
Yeah, I'm just all of the. I was trying to think of all of the headlights that would have to get made here as well.
Yeah, dude. I'm not getting rid of any of this stuff. I mean, I do clear out every once in a while, but a clear out for me is like, I'm going to sell one and then regret it.
Well, like Tony's talking about selling vehicles. I won't post things for sale on Facebook anymore either.
No. I post them on my forum and on RC Crawler because those are the only 2 places that I feel like I get actual traction.
I made a page on my website just so that I could put stuff up for sale there, so I didn't have to do it anywhere else. Best thing I ever did.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I'm not 50K famous, so
Right.
I've got to do it the old school way.
It's
I've
true.
had a website
Yeah.
since I had like 2,000 followers. Now, it hasn't always been very good. It's almost never been any good, I should say. But
Your website.
my website.
Agreed.
It is a very, it is a, a
It
Squarespace.
took my money to buy that Howler Customs.
Oh,
So that is my only angry eye. Well, no, I do have this angry eye right here.
you have
actually.
2 Angry Eye
These are-
vehicles?
I have this RGT, so I'm already on the way there, right? So I have this RGT, which I didn't even realize looks like the Capo one or whatever that RC Sparks has. It's like a knockoff, I guess. I didn't even know it. It's like an orange Jeepish looking thing with like I would call it like the Vader looking angry eyes, like really angry eyes.
Yes.
And then I've got the Night Customs one on my original. So that's what my real Jeep is starting to look like.
Angry
Is
Eye
the one
vehicles
that I
we're finding
got.
Now, can you tell, Matt?
I have 2.
You have an
two,
RGT,
not
the
3.
Night Custom, and your full size. They all count.
Oh, okay. So yeah. 3
However,
with the real
what
one,
I'm
yes.
picking up mainly, and I don't know if Matt is noticing the same thing, is the Angry Eye aficionado that you've become. Like, well, this one is quite angry. You see, the angle of the angry on this one.
No,
It's
And I
This one's-
wanted to make sure
this one's
it had
upset.
7 slots. I didn't want to have like just whatever like non-Jeep.
This one's got this
Because
one's
there's the brow you could get,
displeased.
right? And so if you buy the brow, you've got to get it painted to match. It comes like, I'm like, ain't nobody got time for that.
This one's
So-
more disappointed.
Yeah.
I really like the 37-degree angry eyes. Rather, you start getting into the 40s, it's a little too much for
It's
me.
a little aggressive
Like-
for me.
Too much. Where like the whole front end kind of comes to a point. Those ones, ugh, it's gonna eat up my winch. Don't need that.
Oh, boy. Yeah, Sticky's RC said this one is full postal. That one's mildly perturbed.
That's funny.
That's good, man.
Show marks, eyebrows for Jeeps.
Moose Jaw RC said Josh's website had lingerie ads. What's up with that? Moose Jaw, I can tell you.
The website ads are
Josh,
contextual. So your
exactly. So whatever you've been looking at.
Your search history.
That's your IP address, sir.
Yep.
Sears catalog. He's like Joe's at home going, Sears catalog models. Yeah.
So I do. Cody's here. I want to ask a question. So I really like.
Sorry, no
cars,
questions allowed.
Right? Oh no, no question. Well, I'll make a statement.
Wait, sorry. If this is a flying cars question, we've got all the time in the world.
Yes. Somebody's saying it hasn't been mentioned yet, and I'm just like, this is great. I thought it was a train wreck that was mildly entertaining to watch at the same time.
Is that the review that would go under in Rotten Tomatoes? Train wreck, but mildly.
What would your star rating be? That sounds like a 3-star rating to me.
Yeah, it's not high marks. No, I mean, it's definitely like a D movie, right? It's not B even. It's D. Like somebody with something a little more than a Canon 5D was like, let's make a movie. Yeah. And someone's like, well, I don't have a script. Well, I play with RC cars. Let's do it on that. So that's like kind of the basis for it.
I mean,
but I thought like there were moments I cracked up, like when he went to do the bashing scene, because that was like so me with my little camera and all that. And the local kids are like, hey, can you jump that? And I'm like, well, yeah, I can. And, then I put it into a tree and it's like, can one of you guys get that?
Can you
like, can you guys help me get that down? Like,
oh my gosh.
I'm an old middle-aged man and I can't climb trees anymore.
If you haven't seen Flying Cars, we highly recommend buying it so you can deal with our regret as well.
Yeah.
No, it's not regret. I haven't watched it again since the second time I watched it. But
you've watched it more than me.
I need to watch
so you
it
should
a
have a
second
better
time. I have to do it. I've said it a million times that I need to watch it a second time.
Yeah. The biggest problem is that you want to cheer for him to go with that other girl because they make the original one to be like this real downer, but it's like it all just doesn't go anywhere. And you're like, you don't hate her enough. You kind of feel bad for the original because she's not like a grouch enough. He just said, you know what, screw this. I want to go have the fun and do the RC stuff. And wow, I found a girl that's into it too. Like, go that way. Like, if you want the RC people to like it, go with the girl that's into RCs.
Yeah, but
that's the implication they make at the end. But they don't make it obvious enough that he's going to go that route.
Yeah, like it's not deep enough to be a deep movie, but
right. It makes you have questions like,
why does his wife get so hammered at that party?
Well, I mean,
like
there's so much context.
He was a catch, I will say that. So
the wardrobe alone.
She was pretty upset.
The wardrobe alone.
Yeah. If I mean, I wish that I was, I cared so little about my.
Did you never like so? I watched it and
8-scale buggy. Hello, gents. Fancy a race today.
and all things to take out, but so like I felt it was almost slamming me, right? So when I got into the hobby and I started getting into it and doing YouTube, like I would literally leave at lunch in my work clothes, dress shirt, whatever, and go to the trails and be jumping this thing and then get back in the car, eat on my drive back and be back in. And then, at night get into editing and go out and do it the next day. I was doing live stuff from the trails in work clothes at lunch break. Like, so I'm like, dude, this movie's about me. So, like I had this mental thing where I'm like, I'm that guy. And
your boss is like, boy, Tony sure is working hard, but he always comes back from work so dirty.
Yeah. And he's just editing videos. Why is he sweating so much? But yeah. So that was the funny part for me. It was like, it felt like it was just total knockout RC YouTubers.
I think a lot of people thought that he was also me because we had similar hair
You have a
The
very
hair-
similar
hair
wardrobe.
palette.
I kept thinking
Simple.
you'd be a number 2 with that associated hat you were wearing for a while.
Oh,
I thought
right.
you'd already been
Yeah.
casted.
Yeah, yeah. They did ask, and I declined.
Ah.
We're gonna make it. We're gonna make the next one better. He's gonna go with the girl in RC, and I was like,
Yeah,
nah.
like, can we first address how old she was? Oh, you didn't define that? I'm out.
Yeah. Oh, is she?
Yeah,
Is
that
she
was weird.
first year
Right?
university or second?
Like,
'Cause it makes
or
a
is he
big
picking her up
difference.
at a high school? Because even when they said school, like, did they say what kind of school?
Right.
Yeah.
A GED certificate.
Yeah.
I
didn't
don't know.
like it.
He went to jail after that movie.
Flying cars too. No
Credit-
RC cars.
credit
He's
for
just
all
in
he
jail.
goes to jail.
Yeah. Break-in cycle.
Yikes.
Full new.
You have to watch it with some blinders on, right? Just knowing that it's about RC. Because I went back and I watched Rad, and that was like I raced BMX. And so I liked that movie because it was about BMX. But I watched it again because I bought it. It came out on iTunes, whatever. You could get it 4K. Yay. And I'm like, how was this such a cult classic? Like, this is pretty bad acting, pretty bad storyline. Like, it was terrible too, right?
Yeah.
But because it was about something you were interested in, there was kind of like, all right,
Nos-
this is cool. There's bikes in
Nostalgia
it.
is a
Oh,
powerful
yeah.
thing.
Exactly. This movie had none of
Well,
that.
yeah.
There is no nostalgia at
Just
all.
like Back to the Future. We all used to think that it was a good
But
movie as a kid.
would Rad if it came out now and it was still a D movie? I think that we've kind of become like much more critical
Yeah.
too because there's so much
Absolutely.
better stuff out. You know what I
What
mean?
was the
Yeah.
Like, but there's ones like Spaceballs. That's even classic today. But you watch Rad and you're like, what the?
Josh
You know, like,
probably hasn't seen Spaceballs, I'm
I
sure.
maybe
Oh,
have
are
seen
you
it. I'm not
kidding
sure.
me?
I've never seen Star Wars,
Oh.
so there's no
Dude,
point seeing the
we were
spoof.
making all these things about the speed run and about going
Plaid. Yeah,
plaid.
like I get the reference. Like
Yeah,
I
plaid.
get Star Trek or Star Wars references, same thing. Like I get the reference because I've been like pop culture. I absorb enough of it. I just don't.
You're a Trekkian.
No,
huh?
I've never seen either. But
Boy.
Okay.
So if I were to say I thought they smelled bad on the outside,
yeah, that means nothing to me.
Josh wouldn't have any
What
idea.
was the
See?
rollerblading movie that was like on repeat on HBO in the 90s?
What?
Solar Babies.
Baywatch.
I like how both of us.
They was
had
like
answers
they were
right
always
away, but-
racing down hills.
good.
I think it was Airborne. They were always like racing down hills in San Francisco, like or somewhere like this.
Someone will put it in.
Just
Someone will
absolutely
watch
like there was always some sort of absolute emergency that they had to be on rollerblades to get to this place in the city fast enough. Like I can't. Is it? I think it might have been called Airborne. I'm not sure. I'm just searching rollerblading movie from the 90s. But
Sticky's RC had a comment about what he'd be doing in Flying Cars 2 if he were in prison. He'd be flying the car over the prison fence.
trying to sneak it,
I'm
trying to
free.
smuggle
Oh,
in
crap,
his
it's just a car.
trying to smuggle in his contraband.
Thank you, RC73 Latigo, for getting my reference. Tauntauns really do stink. JDK said Gleaming the Cube, but that was not rollerblading. That was a skateboard movie.
Yeah, no, this was rollerblading. I'm almost positive.
Pretty sure it was Airborne.
Oh my
Dave
gosh, I'm
Zilla thinks
looking.
it is Airborne.
I'm down to like 15,000
So does Steven.
subscribers now that I've mentioned that I liked flying cars.
Well, no, it's fine. You're allowed to
Wrecked my
like it.
career.
I like it because it's not good.
I need to watch.
From a,
I need to try and watch this
From a
Airborne
filmmaking-
again.
People know how hard it is to make a movie too,
Oh.
right?
it's not easy.
Like we all think,
no.
oh, I
I-
could make a
I
better
can't
one.
even
And
make
it's
a-
like, it's stupid.
Oh, I
hard.
can't even make a good
It's
YouTube video.
really-
Like, oof.
Well, we knew that. It's mostly pity views.
Exactly. Like
I'll click like again.
this poor guy.
He's trying his
literally-
best, guys.
he's just in that room all by himself all the time. It's so sad.
People ask me in the comments of the videos.
You
so
didn't used to be though, right? Because you used to have a bunch of guys out, and you were in some kind of like low room with what is it? The drop
Yeah,
ceiling.
that was the
and you do like live streams.
that was the shop in my old house. That was the basement
Okay.
of my old house where I had my shop set up. And I had a shop in one room and then a studio in the next, like because I had a basement because I lived in, the
Midwest.
So it was
Yep.
awesome. But
Evan Moore said he hits like on Josh's videos because they're over.
I'll take it. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Sorry, I interrupted you there.
But no, yeah, there was just good times. Midwest.
People ask me in the comments all the time, though. They say, do you film these? Like, is somebody helping?
Like, no.
And I'm like, no, I am by myself.
They were trying to blame somebody else
Right.
for you, but that
Jeremiah,
I
thank you
guess.
for the
Like,
donation.
oh, that's
Appreciate it.
nice.
Says, for the love of God,
That's
Josh,
great.
watch Star Wars.
Oh.
Yeah, you should.
It's tough now, though, too. Like if you weren't somebody growing up on it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
It all goes
and
back
watch
to
them
that
now.
same thing, right? If you had not, or you didn't, like my kids watched it when they were 3, so they got used to like the cheesiness of it. But if you just straight up watch the original Star Wars right now, you'd be like, all of my friends are idiots. They think this is funny.
I had a whole
and this is
conversation
great.
with James Knight's brother about this because he was absolutely fascinated that neither me nor Nicole has seen Star Wars. Like growing up in the
That's amazing that you found somebody that liked you enough to marry you that also hasn't seen Star Wars.
the combination of things that had to line up. Like, hey, I'm going to spend all of my free time working on RC vehicles. I don't like Star Wars.
Right.
So then you'd probably
like,
really
"Sign
gonna do
me up."
Spaceballs then.
Yeah, that's like the thing with Spaceballs. Like
Spaceballs is nothing if you don't have Star Wars.
and it's
That's
exactly
true.
why I
You
haven't
really
seen
need
it.
to have the. Yeah.
Or like if I have seen it, I don't remember any. Like I didn't get it.
G9000, all in good fun. Josh knows that I love him. Making fun of you is a pleasure.
This is fun to actually like have the sarcasm be like noticeable. Like when you type in the comments and you say something like, "Ooh, are they gonna take that the right way?" Because that seems cutting,
Yeah. No, it's good to be able to
always like
put a
that. 'Cause
face
I'm a
to it.
little bit off, sarcastic. So.
Yeah.
Blue Dooley had a question for everybody here. Wants to know what Matt, Josh, and Tony think of Big Squid towing a propane tank with the CEN F450.
Was that
I
the?
think he broke his truck.
Yeah, he broke it.
Was that the one
I
where it
know
was
what he
on
did.
fire? Or
No, but that was epic. I liked the jumping the fire
It's
thing.
just-
You
Yeah.
throw that in with some killer music, man, and you get a
Fire.
mullet going, and
Fire.
you're good to go.
Yeah. I mean.
Yeah.
No, they were
I-
just testing
fire
weight,
me.
right? So
Yeah.
I think they're
Yeah,
testing
I
what they
think
could tow
that
with
I
it.
think I saw that as well. Like he said, he tried
They
towing
need
like
to-
some bricks and some. I can't remember what all he was trying to tow.
a car, another
Yeah.
truck. He just
He-
needed to work on his tie down game
Right.
because that
He
was the
needs more
problem. As he
strap.
stopped and the whole thing fell onto the truck and broke it.
I didn't.
It wasn't even that it was too heavy for the trailer hitch; just that he braked and it.
Yeah.
it
But to be fair, it didn't break anything, right? I mean, the only thing that broke was the hitch assembly.
Well, and that's
the
Right.
truck itself was
like
fine.
the hitch. Doesn't that thing have to be like halfway into the bed of the truck, basically?
it's way
Yeah.
in there.
Oh, is it?
Surprise! There's something wrong
It
with
is-
the scene.
It is this far in there, right here.
Oh,
So right at the wheel well back.
Yeah.
what an
I didn't like
interesting
it with-
design.
How do you look at black wheels though? This is going to be a drag truck. So speaking of going fast with things that aren't meant to, I'm taking out that front drive shaft. Going to make it 2-wheel drive, and going to try drift with it.
Might I suggest
Not
you
drift.
add another
Check.
axle?
Find another axle and add that, and then
Because I would suggest 3 axles are better than 2 for speed.
Yeah.
Well, you get the longer track or the longer wheel
for the
too.
push. Well, at least
Yeah.
it has the dual wheels out there. But the tires are kind of slick, so that's the curious. Like if I could get different tires for it, which there really aren't others
What size-
with that big of a
yeah.
wheel.
What size is the wheel on that?
Circle.
Well, Josh, get out your circle maker and we'll measure it.
It's such a big inner part. Like it's such a mall crawler style.
Yeah. Does it use a 12 mil hex though?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but I want to keep the dually for the drag, whole idea of the drag, right?
Hey, Proline has their new dually wheel.
They do. So that's an option. But yeah, so I was just going to try it, put on I actually have other diffs that you can put in here. They're HD ones. So I want to see if it's going to blow this one up first with like brushless power. And then if it does, I've got the diff casing that's HD and the actual, because they do it in the, what's it called? It's like what the monster trucks use with their gears. Planetary diffs. Yep.
You'll also need a wheelie.
Tossed Man says, see if you can bend that frame better than Matt.
Yes.
I will say I did bend mine.
No way.
Oh no. Yeah. What?
Yeah,
Impossible.
I didn't see that coming.
Well, I hit a curb at full speed straight on.
12 miles an hour.
23. But
whoa. Okay.
Yeah, but the radio the radio didn't get very good range. And so it lost range, but instead of stopping it, like stayed full speed. And I'm watching it and it just went wham. And I was like, all right, cool.
They do.
But I literally just put it on the bench and pushed on it, straightened it right out. So we're good.
Same with
literally my table over there.
Yeah. Perfect.
So, yeah.
Oh my God.
Yep. Back to good.
I hate to waste this tidbit on a live stream where we don't have John Schultz. But
I'm right on his front porch right now. I can knock on his door.
John Schultz stayed with me last week for a night before our event. We all went out to dinner, had a big. I found out an interesting tidbit though. This is all circling back to some flying cars things. Would you like to venture a guess where John Schultz met his wife? An RC track.
RC track.
I was gonna say an RC car race. Yeah. Really.
Unbelievable.
That's amazing.
It's like 5 degrees of flying cars.
Was she a booth babe or was she the trophy girl?
I think she said that her dad and brother raced there. And
but did she have a big gulp? Because that to me was the biggest selling point is that she had that 7-Eleven big gulp on the table, and I'm like, dream girl.
All right.
All right.
Yeah.
That's what I love about them 7-Eleven girls, man. Wow.
Yeah.
I met my wife at a shoe store.
That doesn't surprise me.
No. I was buying shoes. She was selling them.
Huh. Foot Locker?
No. No.
She wearing the stripes? You really like the referee look?
And he's done.
Exactly.
He's like that laugh was feigned. So yeah.
Yes, so much so. Well, I don't know about you guys, but I feel like this was a pretty successful stream so far.
What?
Tony, thank you very much for being a part of it.
I very much agree.
Yeah, no problem.
I'm really glad we got to play some games too. Because
glad that there was angry eyes involved. That made my night.
Of course, Josh is going to tune the question just specifically.
I didn't. You know what? I was like, you know what? I'm not going to make all the questions. Got the knife
in there already.
I just had to wait. This is the last one. That was it.
I think you guys worked together on that one, actually. Like, this would be a good one. You ask it. I don't have enough guts to ask it. You do it.
Did I?
I'm Canadian, so I can't do that, eh? For sure. You need to do it for sure.
No one will like it if the Canadian guy asks a mean question.
Yeah, it was.
You're not Don Cherry, that's for sure.
No. Oof.
I don't know who that is either.
National joke. Not that I watch sports.
Oh, I was like, I don't know what you guys are talking. Is this Star Trek talk?
He's a hockey. He was a hockey commentator for years.
Oh, yeah.
Got himself in some
Definitely
water.
not something.
Got himself into some hot water by being a racist old a-hole.
That'll happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
And he stuck to it. Hey, I like that box you got right there.
Which one?
That one
This
for
one?
sure, eh? The one down there
Oh,
to
you're
your
talking
right.
to Matt.
No. Oh. Yeah. Well, you could give him that to look at it. It'd be like a magnifying glass.
This one.
Put that up to your. Yeah.
Are you talking about this one?
That one. Yeah, right there. That axial.
Oof. Still
Yeah.
fresh in the box.
Matt, I would
'cause
like-
I have too many other
I would like
things
to
do.
propose a trade.
Maybe. Sweeten the deal for me. Sweeten the deal.
Yeah. Huh. A case of
I'll
a
trade.
case of bubbly.
No. I have that here. What
A
about
circle maker.
a circle maker? Put it. Does it how? What's the circumference of the circle maker?
Oh, I can't answer that question. I can tell you what the circumference of the inside is because it has a gauge, but I don't know what this.
I don't care about the inside. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm gonna hang on to it. I've got to do something with it, Tony. It comes
You
with
can
wheels.
scale that out, man.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, you need tires.
What tires would you recommend for this?
I would honestly recommend 3.6 tires. No, 2.6. I said 3.
No, it comes with
2.6. The bigger
2.2.
it
comes with
does,
2.2
and I would
monster
scrap
truck
them.
wheels.
I would
Oh,
scrap them. Like this one up here, those are 2.6s, so it's a much bigger.
yeah. I like big tires. If I'm gonna have a monster truck, I should go
Yeah,
big.
if you're gonna try and join that crowd,
Go big or go some other direction.
And these honestly are a little too big, but they definitely kind of give that more monster truck feel.
Oh yeah, that's
The
what I'm
other
talking.
ones look a little smallish to me, and these ones are too big, so you can't win. But
I've never won anything, so
Yeah.
that's mine.
but this one's actually custom off of that. It's a very beautifully done metal
Wow,
chassis,
that's something
and
else.
yeah, it's pretty sweet. Doesn't drive, but it looks good.
Matt gets that. Matt
That's
likes
like
it probably then.
stuff too. Yeah, that's fine.
It just needs to be finished again. It did
Quiet.
drive, but I stole parts. You guys know how that is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's see. Do any of these cars behind me drive? One.
I can play that game. 1, 2, 3, 4,
Shoot.
5, 6.
I'm
7.
only looking on my shelf.
Yeah, that's all I'm doing. 10,
Yep.
11, 12. These all run.
What?
They're all running. They all run.
No, you didn't point to the one right behind you on the bottom.
Which, this one?
No, the other one, the other side.
This one.
Oh,
This one.
yeah, you
This
didn't
one.
point to that
No.
one. Does
It does not
yeah? So not all of them. I was watching.
run. All right, all of them except 1. 2.
Oh wait. One.
2 out of like 12.
That's pretty
I-
good.
Not
Think,
bad.
I think my Ripper runs. I don't remember. I think it does.
I could literally throw a battery into any of these except those 2 that I
My
mentioned.
Bomber has no
Yeah.
speed control in it
And start
currently.
running.
It is
Right.
Actually, this one
Here.
does run. It just has plastic links. It
Um,
would crumple.
let's see. The Fat Fox needs to be, I think, body mounts on it, and then maybe that's it. My Class 2 Jeep, I don't really know. Maybe? I don't really know. The Woods Runner doesn't have the electronics in it right now.
Oh boy.
That is a display truck.
Do you take them out to put into other cars?
No, they're just, I mean, like, the Fat Fox is new. It just hasn't been finished yet. The Class 2 Jeep, I don't know if I installed the electronics in it. Maybe. That was my test truck before, so it might run.
What a,
So
what
I
a
want to
scenario.
know. I
just
missed your
don't
Fat
know.
Fox build.
He didn't
I
build
did
it.
so.
Oh, you didn't
Well,
build
built-
it?
No, he
I-
built it. You didn't.
I didn't
paint
paint
Not
it.
on a
I
live.
built it live. I didn't paint it. Moose jaw.
Okay, I wanted to know about
Joe
the
took just as much
stickers.
time.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
he did all
Did
those
you put
stickers.
the
Every
stickers
sticker
on?
is exactly
No,
where
we
it
did
should
not.
be.
Moose
That's
Jaw
a
did all
lot
the
of fun.
You know what? I'm
It-
absolutely sure that it was.
I will tell you.
I did not do any
for-
of it.
For more sticker madness.
Oh,
any
really?
Tamiya-
Oh,
no,
it's the worst. It's the
any
worst.
Tamiya truck.
I gave it to Moose Jaw, and he painted and stickered per instruction.
Yeah, any Tamiya truck has more stickers than you ever think possible on a truck, and this one was no different. And you have to cut them all out by hand because they're not die cut; they're not
Nope.
pre-cut.
Nope.
So every single sticker, it takes forever. And there's such innocuous little stickers. Like there's stickers on the roof around where like the roof rack would mount.
Just
Why?
to show like
Oh my
the way that it's divoted for it. Yeah, to
Yeah.
show that it's kind of indented. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you didn't have the joy of doing the Fat Fox stickers. That was my.
That's like 99% of the
I
fun.
like almost got out of the hobby when I did those stickers. I was like, why am I doing this with my life?
Yeah, no.
Worst
Yes,
day
Cheap
ever.
bribe on my part.
Trail Critter RC said a lot of fun. I can think of another F word when it comes to Tamiya stickers.
Yeah, that's. Oof. Yeah, that's.
Oh, he uses
My-
scissors to cut
Oh,
them out. I just
scissors?
X-Acto knife.
Joe,
man. X-Acto
no.
knife
Don't
around
listen.
that
Don't
thing. Get a ruler.
don't
Number 11.
criticize
you
Joe's
sucker.
method.
No.
Because you know what?
Okay.
Whatever works.
It worked.
Joe, I'm
and
sorry.
it's done.
Sorry, A.
My tuk
Works.
tuk is running. The drifting tuk tuk.
Back to the three-wheelers. Okay.
The low C is on the ground. The laser net car. It runs, but
So some places, don't they call it a tuk-tuk?
who knows?
Maybe. I don't know.
Okay.
Okay, Joe said he did
Okay, that's
stickers.
UMG long wheelbase. Does not have electronics in it. The other truck I just bought, and it's a roller, no electronics. The motorcycle unfinished. The 50K build unfinished. The Kyosho Ultima is finished but no electronics. The one at the bottom there's a super scale suspension set in the Kyosho Phaser, and I think that would run, but the suspension hasn't been tuned. So, and then
All right. Gosh, another comment for
Yeah.
you here. General Hobby says his son was taping and painting and stickering bodies at 10 years old. Calm down. So my assumption there is that he's saying your 10-year-old is better than, or a 10-year-old is better
Listen.
than you.
doing something and having it done well, two different things. Just saying. Not maybe you have a.
You're absolutely right, but you still
I
don't have any stock in that
choose
statement either. 'Cause
neither.
You didn't do it.
I was just saying, you can have a 4-year-old trying to do calculus too. It's not going to be right, but you know. And then
Wow.
my Ultra's down here and it runs. My other running one, a lot of my other running cars are in the garage right now because they're dirty and need to be cleaned. But most everything else in here
Says
is
who? They don't need to be cleaned. If you're gonna run them again,
yeah.
Put it away
where they
wet.
go. Yeah.
Put it away wet.
Crawl for a Cure was a very dusty event, I will say. So
Most of your events there are.
I think that the dust, if it's just dust on them, I think it looks epic. Just put it on the shelf and hit it with a little spray to hold it there. Call it good.
Matt
3M
just
that
likes to
bad boy on
spray
it.
them to make them look dusty, even though they've never been outside. Like, like
Scale.
it's no, it's
He's probably got one of those like cleaning things like they use at the grocery store for the vegetables that just kind of spray them and make sure that they're clean every
I
day.
have this here, which is the Mr. Hobby Mr. Airbrush cleaning bottle. It's an excellent tool.
wow. See, this is why I don't get into airbrushing
I've
because
been
then you have to have
airbrushing
you have to have
a lot.
airbrushing cleaning.
That's for the guy that has everything.
Yeah.
The
you,
You know
airbrush
what?
cleaning bottle.
For my birthday this year, I really like a new one of these.
You know you can dump it, right?
What?
yeah.
Oh, this comes
It looks like
off.
one of those.
Oh,
It looks like a Stanley steamer tank.
You
I've
can
been
see
using
what
it.
colors he uses too. It's all like earth tones.
Yeah, exactly. It's because he's making things look rusted. That's all he does.
Yes, that's all
Like,
I do.
oh, you know what I got to do today? Paint some more fake windshield wiper marks. So better.
So on that
Get
Tamiya,
barefoot.
did you paint those window linings? I saw that video that Hemistorm did where he does like he cuts the.
Yeah, I
Man,
did
that guy has so many X-Acto knife hours on him. I can't even imagine how many times he's used that tool.
He's on another level when it comes to, because he doesn't use like a Cricut or anything to cut out any of his masks. He used masking tape.
Yeah.
And a light box.
Yeah.
He cuts as he's going. It's insane, man.
I like robots.
I did the body lines. I did the body lines on the outside like he does on the TRD body that I did for the TRX4.
Yeah. How did you paint your gatekeeper?
What? I don't
Dude,
have.
you should, when you get it, paint it orange. Because that's what he did not do. And I was shocked. There wasn't a bit of orange on it. I was like, what? Maybe John Schultz bought all the orange paint in California.
Hey, Tony, are you commenting on the thing that Dave Zilla asked me?
Yes.
Oh, I'm asking him. I'll ask him right now. Dave Zilla wants to know. I'm just repeating the question, Josh.
He's the messenger.
I'm just a messenger here. Does it bother you at all that RC Girl hit 50K before you did in much shorter time?
You know, you got to play to your audience. I get it.
Yep.
And that's why Talbot is going for 200 miles per hour with that.
Yeah,
it's fair. Hey, look, he's got the subs, man. It's clear that his audience really enjoys his videos, and I've got nothing bad to say about people being successful. I actually appreciate it, and I think it's great for the hobby. It brings more people around, and obviously the people who watch us watch him. So there's a lot of content cross-pollination, and that's amazing for all of us.
Yeah.
So
the
that's
energy
good.
level. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. It is for the love of
there.
RC, and I've got no ill will towards anybody who's doing anything good in this hobby.
Yes. No, mine is definitely.
But Kevin can teach you how to make money on eBay.
What?
Which is, he offers a course in how to make money on eBay.
So I've watched some of. I not gonna lie, I can't watch most of them. Like, I can't.
It's a high energy the whole time. I thoroughly enjoy it. Like, I laugh like a little schoolgirl when I watch it because it just cracks me up. It hits that nerve, you know. It gets me giggling. I don't know why.
I can't do most of it. I have watched some of them, but it's definitely not my cup of tea.
Well, I bash a lot, so watching stuff break for me is
cannot,
and it's not mine.
Videos.
So
I can't do it.
I do not like that either. I cringe. I cringe when I see things break.
Well,
because I know
you guys
how
put a lot of time into yours, right? So there's
no,
a
but
difference.
not even that. Like I've got a few bashers.
I enjoy bashing.
I don't want to break these either because they're expensive.
I don't really. That part of it isn't because I do enjoy.
You're rough on.
I'm rough on. Yeah, like I'll use them for what I feel like they were intended to do, or even beyond. I just don't bashing videos. I'm almost never entertained by. Just like the
oh right, the first person like helmet
back and
view,
forth like
this going back and forth. Right.
I don't. That doesn't do anything for me. Like normally I don't really, unless there's like something really compelling that they're trying to attempt. Then so like that is the reason I have watched like where he's trying to talk about doing 200 miles an hour, like in the attempt of something. Then I can watch it. Just trying to take a truck and put some. I just it doesn't entertain. I don't have any. There's nothing that grabs me and holds me in on stuff like that.
I could watch those more than I can some of the gimmicky ones where it's all like. Try some of the speed stuff for like putting certain fans on that are going to make you go faster or whatever.
Yeah, I've never. I guess haven't watched like if it's real actual like this is what I'm attempting to do to reach this goal, and it's not like I'm putting 6 deer whistles on the front to try and I don't know, like so.
As somebody,
No, I'm just saying like
Try and
Wait,
draw a deer out of
is
the
that what you did, Josh? Because
the hunter special. Watch this.
I wish I had
But,
tried that.
you know,
Yeah. So interestingly, so I have a different take on it with the whole like head cam thing. As a filmmaker too, like it drove me crazy, and it still does. I can literally make a video with this strapped to a little adapter on my controller that holds it there, and just point it around the yard and talk the whole time about what I'm doing and what I'm experiencing, and it gets more 10 times, like 9 out of 10 times, it will get more views than the video that I spent hours slaving over to film right and do all this stuff,
Absolutely.
because you get the overall perspective of how it actually handles. So like the companies put out like the really epic, cool shot videos, right? But you know, like that dude didn't land that jump. Like when you see him take off, and you're like, that looked cool, but he didn't land it.
Oh, I know.
And then they show another cut, and it lands perfectly, and you're like, nah, he didn't make that.
We all
landing.
know how film.
You can tell a lot of times when there's the cut and like,
so this is like the equalizer, right? Because you don't stop. If you record a 5-minute video and you can see how many times you crash in that 5 minutes, and you have to go pick it up or it breaks or whatever. And so it's interesting because I hate making it that way, but it honestly is what people
and that's the thing.
See with some of the new stuff.
But here's the thing for me. I'm not making films. I'm not making these videos necessarily to show people either the capability, the robust nature of the vehicle. I'm filming them to make art, and that's art and entertainment is sort of my focus. And I mean, if you want to watch a video like yours or anybody else's for that matter, that will show the capability and show how robust a truck is or whatever, then that's that audience. Absolutely, 100%. But it's not. It's not really why I got into this, and it's not really my focus from the very beginning. It was always.
Well,
about
and yours is the whole Scale Builders Guild and everything is just different. I was just saying from a standpoint of watchability, I've found that interesting since I got into it. Because I come from, I mean, that's my day job. Somebody was asking earlier, what do I do? How do I travel, the world or whatever, go all these. Like I'm a filmmaker, video producer, and that's what I do for day work. And I don't bring all that to YouTube, honestly, but just enough to make a video. But so it's been a huge learning curve for me when it's like, if it's all about getting views, there's like different.
There are ways.
There's way different ways to do it.
Exactly. Like if you want to just if you want a bunch of subscribers and make a bunch of money on YouTube, don't do especially what Matt and I are doing.
We do.
Like, like it's just not if you want to do it, like play with cheap RC cars and do like bashing videos and stuff like that. And comparison videos like this versus this, like you'll grow fast. You'll gain
but they're small. Like they're not returning viewers is what you'll find.
No, I mean, I don't know. A lot of times you'll
find
it
and they're
like that. Like
Well, see, yours are returning. I watch yours and you see the amount of views you get and how quickly you get them in a day. For the amount of subscribers you have is high. And so those are returning people. Right. Whereas if you do those other ones like the Bang Goods and whatever, you're literally getting the people that go to YouTube and search for that car because they're wanting to buy something. They're not there because they want to.
Yeah. In a lot of ways,
something
that is
necessarily recurring from you. And so it's just a different mindset of thinking. But,
and if you want to make money, that's a better way to go, especially gain subs.
Absolutely.
And I just, honestly, for me, I was lucky that I went the route of I'm trying to have high functioning knowledge of certain areas and design and materials, performance of certain things, and focus on, I enjoy the actual fabrication and welding and the CNC, like all of those things, which I went that route, which is the route that I actually enjoy. And luckily that was also the route that lends it much easier to go into the actual industry of RC. So now
Right,
it's what I do
exactly.
every day. And it's like the
Yeah.
chance of me ever, making more through YouTube than from like an actual good career path is very low.
Very
Yeah.
low.
Well, you
I
have
like
so much knowledge with that. Like, I literally come back and watch your guys' videos all the way through because there's something to learn from them. Like, that's even beyond just what you're showing necessarily, because you guys bring extra to the table, whether, Josh, you're kind of like retransforming things. Like, the first time, in fact, I've got it sitting over here. My son and I tried brazing was after you were doing your custom chassis, right? And so we
Nice.
just kind of got some of the yellow bottle gas and brazed this little guy together just to see if we could do it.
Yeah.
And
That's
painted it
amazing.
to make it look better. But so I keep it over there because it's something my son and I had done. But yeah, I
That's
mean,
pretty
so
nice.
there's definitely different learning that you get from you guys because it goes beyond just, I mean, there's so much more mechanical involved, or the detail work that you do, Matt, is just insane. Like, I don't do any of my cars are just like, I just want to drive them all the time. So
Yeah.
Well, I
like,
think that's the great thing about this is that we all have our kind of our niche or our specialty or things that we enjoy. And as long as I get to keep creating the videos that I like to make,
yep.
then I'm happy.
Yeah.
Subscribers are great. Income from this is nice, but it's a bonus. I don't treat it as like I gotta make this money.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
Well,
exactly.
It changes it anyway, right? If
Yeah.
if it's all about that, it's not for the fun factor anymore.
Then it's not fun, it's work. And I already have it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's a huge difference. I really enjoy this for a lot of reasons. And I'm so glad that I hit 50,000, which is great.
Yeah.
But I've known all along
milestone.
that the route that I'm going with overly technical for the use of a very few amount of the actual people who are looking for anything that specific is not the way for like maximum growth.
Yeah.
If I wanted that, the video that I upload tomorrow would be the world's highest jumping WPL D12. Like
World's cheapest.
I don't know. With your
highest
dancing
jump.
riders and your little 3-wheeled trike stuff, the tuk-tuk or tuk-tuk, I think you're really
I
pushing
know.
for it these
Like,
days,
and
man.
that's the thing.
I see this turn that you're making, and it's not good.
I have this I got that little
dark-
X-Rider
dark
Flamingo, and I was just like, that might have been the
drift one?
cheapest. No, it was like the off-road one with the bobblehead. So awesome.
Oh,
That might have been the
Nice.
cheapest RC I ever did a video on. And I was just like, this feels like, I wonder, like, are my followers like not going to like that I'm doing like a cheap RC? I'm like, but it's just because, I guess the Dancing Rider's technically cheaper. But it's just like, these are really just the ones that I enjoy. Like, I normally don't use a lot
I still think people should race them.
Oh, yes. If
It would be epic, right? If
Yeah,
you all
it would
just
be
have
so
a stock one and race them, it would be a hoot,
Yeah.
man. Get your bubblies out there and
So we actually, I
race
wish I
dancing
should put that video
flamingos or
out.
whatever.
We had maybe 10 or 12 dancing riders together for a race at this year in January. What event was that? It was the last event before like the world closed. It was our small time Crawl Masters this year. Anyway, we had this big thing for the race. 10 or 12 of us had dancing riders at their stock, but it downpoured on us. And we were just like, we're racing anyway. So we were just dancing rider racing in the absolute standing water. And it was, I think that at the end of the day, there was 4 maybe of us that still had running vehicles. Everybody, like, no one was waterproof because it's a freaking dancing rider. So
No.
it was, and I have the video of it, and I think that it's even edited. But I was just like, I didn't like. Am I gonna put up a 2.5 minute running video? I'm just like, that's not something I've ever done. Like, that's gonna bring my average watch time
I did
down.
it last night. I'm just out there for the views, man. I killed the truck in like 2 minutes, and I still posted it. Like, watch this. So thanks for making me feel small.
No, I'm just like, I've never done that. Well, other than like maybe way back, maybe I have. But I'm just like, is this something that I should upload or not? I don't know.
I think it sounds awesome, honestly. But you know,
Huh.
how many dancing rider videos are there on YouTube? I think there's your build video, and that might be it right
That
now.
might be
So
it. I don't think there's a lot.
No,
out
they're
Yeah.
huge in Japan.
there. That's true. They are. Yeah, you got to go into.
You
the
go into the
Japanese
you should
playlists.
find the dancing rider groups on Facebook. Oh, they're awesome. You can't understand
Yeah.
anything.
there's a whole
but
nother market there.
holy crap! I got
There
into
is.
the D12 groups on Facebook. Insanity. Hundreds of
Yeah.
custom ones already. Insanely custom, crazy ones. So cool.
It's crazy.
Those
I
guys
see
are
that.
amazing.
Well, I'll be watching for you guys to do speed tests, speed competition with dancing riders next. So
Jacob Lowry just suggested our next monthly mayhem should be land speed records with Dancing
They are
Rider.
very,
oh really?
very tricky to go over about 20 miles an hour.
There it is.
Yeah, because that front wheel just.
Well,
started
yeah,
going
that's the
like
thing. People
this.
like do these brushless 380s in them, and they're going just dead straight, and then all of a sudden that front end goes, it just explodes. It just cartwheels into
man.
nowhere. Like, what just happened?
They didn't have AVC apparently.
Well, that
TSM that thing.
Well, there's no
TSM.
servo on that
the
front wheel.
fork on
It's
a
just-
dancing rider is passive.
It's
Yeah.
just literally open. Yeah.
Sean's RC Adventures had a question that was for me, but I'll ask everybody. What's your favorite scale event?
Favorite one. Favorite.
Mine's probably Axial Fest.
I'm trying to think if there's anything
That
that I
counts.
like better than Axial Fest.
K&K is really good.
K&K is good, but the company is good, but the terrain is just,
It's a comp. It's a
And-
well, it's
Handmade, yeah.
it's man-made, and it's like an absolute ton of effort, but
yes.
it's still like there's only so much ability for a family to be able to move around that much stuff. Like,
That's
so
true.
you're always going to have this limit, and it's really well run, and the company is great. Like the company of the people around you,
Yep.
Midwest people, some of the best
best.
people in the world. Like,
Yeah.
you get out to the coast, and you guys get a little.
There's a lot of people saying in the comments all their favorite ones. I kind of think that competition is bad for the human
Bite
psyche.
your
So
tongue.
I would rather that we all just get together and have a campfire and drive trucks.
Well,
So
that's
whatever that
that's
looks like for you guys.
You know what? I
Yeah,
think we should
so-
see.
Oh,
I've
by
only
the
been
fire.
to one,
By
so
the
I
fire.
can't comment.
We should see who could put
The
on
line by
the
the fire.
best event that doesn't have a competition.
Ooh.
But I loved that they had all the trails set up. So Axial Fest, they had competition,
Right.
right? But I love that it was open to just be able to go and run it and just have fun doing it. Like, I didn't really care about the points. I just like that they they thought
Yeah.
about what would be difficult to go around and made you kind of go through those in order. And that was awesome for me.
Yeah,
So
I actually really enjoy, and I think that's part of why the events are so popular in scale is because it really isn't about the competition. The biggest competition at these scale
Right.
events is the show and shine, which is great.
Yeah.
You know?
which I wish
I
they
like
would do at
rivets.
the beginning of the event, because it's like, like you're
Yes.
coming back from the trip. Like if I want it, like, so the one at Axial Fest this year, I missed
It was
it
after.
for two reasons. And I had some that could have probably competed, but it was in the middle of the day on the second
that's
day.
about right.
And they're on the freaking time zone barrier right there.
Oh,
And so my phone was on the wrong time zone. So I was an hour late coming back because my alarm was off to come back, and I came back and they were already doing it. So yeah, that was epic. So I finally turned off and just manually did my time, because my wife's calling me, like, she's like, "Where are you? Like, we're ready to eat." I'm like, "Dude, I still have another hour. Like, I'm waiting for the ride truck back." She's like, "It's already 5:30." I'm like, "Nah, it's 4:30."
oh,
She, we had this argument, but we literally are like half a mile apart, and her phone is picking up one cell tower, mine's picking up another.
Oh my god!
And it was a nightmare all weekend.
Yeah, that's
My
I'm actually kind of thinking with Matt here on By the Fire.
yeah, By the Fire is amazing. Great terrain, great people, great location. Lots of the show and shine there. I was blown away at the number.
Isn't that
of
one they
trucks
have the
that
scale
followed.
town and everything that they
Yes.
build?
Yeah. And Night Customs and we put together a Range Rover or Land Rover kind of trials course too. There was so much to do there, and in a short amount of time. Like it's a 1-day event.
Right.
Basically.
Yeah, they pack it.
Yeah.
And for me, like Axial Fest, which is in the Sierras, and honestly, I think that Donner has the better terrain compared to Cisco. Cisco, by far, obviously better camping, but the terrain at Donner is better than Cisco.
It's pretty epic.
Yeah.
I went up there after the last Axial Fest that was at Cisco. Richard and I went up to went all the way up to the top of Donner, and man, we were just blown away at how beautiful it is up there.
It's
awesome.
The terrain is some of the most beautiful. Like for me though, it's what I get to crawl every weekend. Like I can literally just go up, and being a Midwest kid, like that terrain to me it's impressive no matter the day I drive up there. Like you're driving up the mountain, and I'm an hour into the drive, and then all of a sudden you come around this, you're in the trees the whole time and rocks next to you, and then you come around that corner and it's just the Vista corner, and you're just like, oh, like that.
Yeah, keep talking. Make me hear more. Keep going. Like, tell me a little bit more about the scenery and what you see as you drive. You left the beach and how quickly you were in the mountains and doing what?
If I turn
and there was no humidity and it was like crisp, cool air.
No bugs.
And the birds were
at least
singing.
At least there's no
beautiful
bugs.
songs. It was like Disney. There's no bugs. It was so hot and humid at the Badlands.
Yeah. I can't even imagine that. Actually, I can, because K&K gets like that. JR, thanks for the $5. You guys
JR
are great.
Lawson, $5.
My flying car budget got split between you and Josh.
JR, I
That's
appreciate
very nice.
it.
Thank you. Yep. Cheers, buddy.
So, but like I was saying, for that reason, the Sierras, I kind of think, honestly, the crawling wise, I think that the Sierras have better places than Moab. For scenic toy trucking, the epic spot. Like, I love Moab. I've tiny trucked there as well. But it's just so. But for that reason, By the Fire, some of the most unique terrain in that area. This little weird blob of so cool and such a great event. It's something different for me, so I really like that event.
Yeah, we'll come and crawl through your ash very soon.
Exactly.
There. So make me feel better about where I live for a little minute there.
I can send you 50 pictures of here in the last 2 months that will make you be like, you know what? Humidity isn't the worst thing ever.
Right. Although when our dismal swamp, the Great Dismal Swamp, caught on fire, you want to talk about stench.
Wait, is that the real name?
Yes, yes. So I live by the Great Dismal Swamp, probably 15 to 20 minutes from the Great Dismal Swamp.
Somebody was
people landed here.
Somebody was really pissed when they named it that day.
Yeah, they landed here and they're like, "Hey, America's great. Let's stay here." Oh, and by the way, we have the Great Dismal Swamp that we had to walk through at one point. No, I mean it's
let's keep that name.
The swamp and the bugs here are something else. But yeah, when it catches fire and you have to smell that for miles away, oof, it stinks.
That's an interesting one.
Yeah, it's not just coughing, like choking from smoke of fire.
Yeah, huh?
Like the pond mud when you dig it up from yeah, and then fire. It's pretty good.
That I've been around that like nasty clay, dig it up.
Yeah.
It's not a sulfur smell, but there's something in there that's very dumpster fire.
Yeah. We have a lot of great crawling areas, as you can tell. Sea level, swamp. We do more mud bogging than anything.
I've got some decent areas close by, but it's a bit of a drive to get to anything. And I mean, that's just because I live right downtown. There's nowhere. Although I am considering doing like a sort of a I'd like to do a Super Baja Raid 2.0 city bash,
Yeah.
like maybe downtown, like right in the financial district. They've got a lot of really cool like marble steps and like, and it's probably empty right now.
Probably true.
Yeah.
Your Baja radio. Somebody
that
said
was
it
cool
here as well,
video.
but that Baja video was fantastic. Like
Oh, thanks.
the suspension movement of that truck. I mean, it was mainly the truck, like how it moved. Your video and editing
honestly
is okay as well, but
subpar.
Slow motion
Truck
and a
itself.
Baja
Exactly.
Ray 2.0. I mean, it's
did you
gold.
use the?
So you could be pointing the camera the wrong direction, and it's gonna be.
Did you use that GoPro
fantastic.
app, like where you put all the clips in there, and then just like select?
It automatically
Yeah.
builds it.
I
Like
just
the
I
DJI
use
one.
it's just
Yeah.
the phone. Obviously.
iMovie
Yeah.
on your phone.
No.
Yeah, the mobile version of iMovie.
But man, it's a fun truck for the size. And I'll be honest, that was only on 6S for that.
Oh, we all
drive,
knew you weren't actually going to
because-
use any power. Like
No,
you were on
8S is
you were-
stupid on that truck.
you were on
It's
6S
so
and
much-
using a quarter throttle. Like my
There,
my-
no,
my
Because-
skill-
Just because
I
it can
got it.
do 8S
Right.
doesn't mean it needs to
My
do
s-
8S.
Exactly.
my scale window
exactly.
nets
So-
are going to come off. Like,
no, I
What-
screwed those on very
what
well.
color brown did
Um,
you airbrush the dirt on there with?
Quiet.
Oh,
Bashers don't need airbrushing.
Did you like grind the treads off one tire a little uneven so it looked like it had a bad alignment? Like
No, I left it stock. But honestly, 6S is all it really needed.
Yeah.
But they make it 8S because people like to overpower things, and I totally get it. It's not a problem.
and so it doesn't overheat on 6S.
Right, exactly. That's another thing. It just, for me, it's a lot more controllable. You can do a lot more actual drifts in around a corner as opposed to a traction roll. It's just, it worked so much better for me on 6S. It's still killer awesome on 8S, but yeah.
I'll
love
be watching for you to make it a 12S capable vehicle.
to try and hit
so,
200.
Yes.
Well, not a bad idea.
I will say that
We'll see how many
I
views I
was
get.
really itching for more of that rear in cage camera of the
Drop
rear
out.
axle moving.
Oh,
You only used a clip of it,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Where is more of this shot?" Because
Why more? Well, that's about all I could get because I didn't bring the proper mount for it.
and
I
say it
had the
fall
right,
off
and it just kept falling off. So
or tilting down. Yeah.
yeah, it just kind of it fit pretty nicely in there actually. And I got some decent footage of it going over a jump, which was great, but it's not where I wanted it. It's not exactly where I wanted it placed, and I needed to have the proper mount. I didn't have it with me.
yeah,
So
no, that was a great video though. I really enjoyed that one.
thanks. Thank you very much. It's actually doing pretty well for a running video too, I have to say. And those usually don't do very well. I don't know about you guys, but running videos seem to get the least amount of attention.
They
it's-
want you talking more. That's what I was saying earlier. Whether it's talking and running or talking and just showing.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, because even the live kind of unboxing that I did is way overperforming, which
Yeah.
is, to me, it was crazy because it's like I can barely fit it on the camera. Like it doesn't
Yeah.
fit.
No, I know what you mean.
I watched that driving home from Baltimore.
Oh,
But
right.
yeah. I'm a little vent clip listening and trying to like sneak a peek every once in a while. And he said, "Look at how huge it is." And it's like, yeah, take the whole body off. What a pain. But yeah, cool.
Yeah, I could have definitely used more footage. I might do another one actually.
Yep, why
With
not?
that car. Yeah.
I think it'll be good.
It'll get views over time. It'll slowly ramp up, I'm sure.
Yeah, as it gets closer to the actual release date, I'm sure. It'll
Yep,
get
for
attention.
sure.
But on that note, maybe we should wrap this
Yep,
one up.
let's call it. I got to get out to the garage and do some more welding. And so,
Sounds good. Yeah, because you've got to get that giveaway truck done.
well,
Technicolor, Josh.
I want to get the everything kind of wrapped up on it so that I can get I'm going to get the body out to suits for painting. So I just need to get some of the rear body mount stuff welded up and then I can send it off, and I can knock out the rest of the welding and finishing stuff while he has it. But since I'm going to basically be gone for the better part of 2 weeks, I would like to have that to him, so at least there's some progress being made while my absence is felt.
I've got a couple more dents and damage to do to some of these static models, and then that project is done. I also have to print a light stand or a lamp post for that. Do you think I can find that on Thingiverse? Probably.
Or, my favorite brand of light post to always spec out was Pelco. I really liked Pelco. If you're looking for like a standard light post, 30-foot, 20-footers are also common depending if you're urban area, but 30-foot high mast.
All right.
Yeah, we should all know this kind of stuff.
But thanks.
Yeah. And he could draw it up for you in like 20 seconds.
minutes.
I already said I was going to start a 3D designing fail show. And so basically on Monday night, I would try and do everything that Josh did on his Sunday night.
Do it.
And I would limit my time to the same amount of time that he did it and see what I come up with at the end of the night. And
it's like
call it the 3D design fail shop.
It'd be like the what's that called? What are the
nailed it?
The wine and paint or the what do they call them? Sipping something.
I don't know. Is this?
I don't know. It sounds too
like
ritzy
where girls
for me.
go and they have wine. They try and
it's paint. A California thing.
Oh, wine and painting.
You've seen, right?
Yeah.
So.
Chris Drift, really quick. Chris Drift wants to know, Harley, if you've watched the Luke Towan tree construction playlist yet. Let
me tell you, his videos played for much longer than I would have probably normally admitted. I tell you what, I could make a tree right now.
Good.
I could possibly even
it worked.
Model up a stream.
Wow.
I know how to make small fish, and even I know how to make some like frothy looking water in my stream.
Excellent.
So
excellent.
Yeah. No. That's all
right. On that note, thank you very much, Tony, for joining us. Always a pleasure.
Thanks for having me.
It's been absolutely stellar talking to you, and despite all of your incorrect answers, you somehow won the game. Much appreciated for playing along. And go everybody, go check out Tony's CCXRC. He does a great live show called RC Conspiracies.
Yes.
Yeah, sometimes it's good. Sometimes it's like there's nothing to talk about.
Oh, weird. Like
it's kind of that.
Doing a show every
Why did you name it that?
Like doing a show every week without any news. I have no idea how that goes.
I know. And now that I'm after you because somebody else was wanting to do a Monday night at the same time, my buddy had one going at the same time. I moved to Tuesday night. I'm like, well, great. Now I'm just reiterating everything he did. So feels fantastic. So thanks for that.
Yeah.
It's been a real pleasure having you. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. And thanks everybody for watching. Thank you to all of the donators. Much appreciated for that chat revenue. And you will not see me next week. I'm actually on vacation. And I'm going to be at a cottage with limited internet access.
I feel like when you go on vacation, it's very Amish style. Like you go there, churn your own butter, no lights, lots of candles.
And when yon tallow hardens, you pull it from thine mold.
No plastics allowed on the whole trip. It has to be glass or leather or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. It's so weird though. Next Wednesday will be the first week in over 30 weeks since we haven't done this show. But you know what, Josh, we'll figure something out. Maybe we'll jump on and do something.
I will do a live stream for sure. In absence, and then you figure out how you're going to chime in.
Yeah.
You can get the crank generator going and call in on your phone.
I'll have my I've got my camp stove that has a USB charger on it, and the BioLite. You know that? I've got a BioLite camp stove. So
you just need to jab them in there with the little cut out mouth thing.
Terrence and Phillip.
Yeah, just make it cut out. Just print out a picture of me, cut it out, and we'll do this anyway. It'll be like,
call in.
Just find like a really, like every screen grab you take of anybody who's like,
You know, why has it been a thing lately where people have sent me screen grabs of like, I don't know why I took a screen capture during the video and you just had this dumbest look on your face. I'm like, take a screen grab of any point in any video and I will dumb look on my face. I don't care what.
yeah, it's obvious anytime. In fact, do
Anytime you
that
hit
right now,
pause.
folks. Do that right now, people, and post them and tag us on Instagram. I'm sure we'll share them, especially of Josh.
Right now.
Have a good night,
Later.
everybody. Thanks for watching.
Bye.
You guys.